Do-do-do-do. I just poked myself in the eye and swallowed hair. Hello, guys. Welcome back. My hair's a mess. Oh, God, it's snowing. Ah! Do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's see. I'm giving it a moment for anyone to... we're notifying viewers that you are live. Thank you, TikTok. I guess while TikTok is doing that, I'm going to continue brushing my hair and get all the tangles out because I had work today. Ow. Do-do-do-do. Okay, hi TikTok. You're notifying me things as well. Oh, I should probably move that story time thing up. No, I don't want it. I did not want it thrown away. How do I put that back? How do I do stickers again? Stickers. Where's the stickers? Oh, I can pause a live? That's interesting. Are you stickers? You are stickers. Alright, we want storytime stickers. Where are the storytime stickers? Where did the storytime stickers go? I just want the storytime stickers. Storytime. Yes. Okay. I don't want it thrown away. There we go. Hello! I don't know what a TikTok universe thingy is, but thank you. If someone can explain what that is, that would be greatly appreciative. I'm currently, I don't know if you are one of the people that showed up. Wait, I don't even know. Where did that thing even come from? I'm so confused. Someone sent something, but yet, or am I reading this weirdly? I don't know. I'm still new to TikTok Live. I'm shocked that TikTok was like, good job on your first live, even though I said some things that should not have been said. Yay. Alright, so, do. Hi, Molly. Wow. I'm just currently, because what we're going to be doing in this live is I'm going to read at least possibly the next 2 chapters of Murder Most Awkward. And what happened so far to anyone that's new, which I still don't know if there's anyone in the watching, but then again, everything looks like a blur to me. Yes, Molly? Oh, I'm so sorry. Come here. Oh, there we go. Here's my little baby. My little baby good. My baby good. Yes, she is. It's snowing outside, Molly. It's so snowy. Like right now, it's starting to stick. I'm like looking through it out my window. It started to stick. And right now it looks like a snow globe outside. Lolo sent, okay, Lolo sent TikTok Universe to, oh, it's showing me that someone else is receiving stuff. Good on them. That's impressive. Keep going. We're letting viewers, yes. Encourage your viewers to share your live. I mean, if they want to share my live, that's on them. I'm not going to force people to share my live. Now I can suggest. Molly, girl, come up here. Yes. Lay down. Ah, not with your claws. Alright. So, what happened in the first 2 chapters, Molly? I swear to God, if you start to act up. Oh, I can't say no to your adorableness. Why do you have to be so cute? Oh. Meow. You are so distracting. Absolutely distracting, guys. She's distracting. It's purring so loudly, too. Yes. Alright. Lay down. Lay down. Alright. So. Totally book related. TBR. It's not going to be totally book related. I'm going to get so distracted, and I know I am. I always am. So, for anyone that's new to how I do readings, how I do readings is I read aloud exactly like how I would read inside my head. So, if you're hoping for just, hello, welcome aboard, I'm explaining, I don't know if you guys were here in the first live I did, the first live I ever did, but, as the title says, it is totally book related, which it's not, because I sidetracked all the time. But, in the first live I did, we read an AI generated book that I spent $50 on because I thought it was going to be funny, but so far all it is a mind-numbing headache. Is a book where I answered questions. This one is called Murder Most Awkward, and I saw it on TikTok, and I'm not promoting it. I mean, if you want to spend your $50 on it, you go right ahead. But, yeah, it's something. It is totally something. If it's good something or bad something, I don't know. Everyone has their own opinions, and you can have your own opinions. But I don't know if you were here the first live, but we went through chapters 1 and 2, and I have to do a little warning. How I read is how I read inside my head. I have a speech impediment where if I speak too fast, the words do not compute. So you'll hear me stutter, you'll hear me dial up, you'll hear me go, Alexa, do not answer.
There is
no, stop it. You'll hear me ask that contraption how to pronounce a word and what word it means. Because my mind will know exactly what the word is, but my tongue goes, no, you cannot say this word, not at all. So you'll hear me ask that contraption how to pronounce a word, and if I don't know what the word is exactly, I will ask it to define it. I guess it's my little assistant reader, I guess. But
What now?
Hi, text messaging. Welcome aboard as well. So how I read is not like how a normal audiobook read does, where they just go, once upon a time. Hold on, I gotta get the glasses. These aren't actually prescriptive glasses, but for the bit. If I can do this right. Once upon a time, there lived a castle, I do not do the whole, like, just straight on, let's just read right through. I am reading to you guys exactly how I will read in here. Which, unfortunately, that means commentary. And unfortunately, when that means commentary, it means it can be absolutely bonkers of whatever the world is... It means that whatever pops up in my head, I will most likely blurt it out. I will most likely fidget with my hands while also reading it. I think in the first one, I don't know, Solar is in the audience. If they are, hello, Soul. That hurt. But I had a connection on if TikTok was going to allow me to say a certain phrase, and I had to ask if everyone here had at least adults' permission to listen to this story, or at least adults' permission to listen and watch things that are PG-13 and up. Because apparently when I answered these questions, when I answered one of them of, what's your favorite type of books? I didn't expect it to only select on one type of book I read. Because I know I gave it at least 5. Let's see, psychological thriller, horror, slasher, dark romance, comedy, normal romance. Oh, six categories. You know which one it decided to go with? The dark romance part. Yeah. There was also a line in the book where it was like, yes. As I tie the rope around my neck as it's like a nice embrace. I so totally love it. I had to stop and sit there and think, will TikTok allow me to say shit like this? I have no idea. This is my first live. And if TikTok goes, turn her down, well, then there's that. But unfortunately, TikTok, well, not unfortunately, but fortunately for you guys, and fortunately for me, TikTok went, I saw nothing wrong with this. We've seen worse. So, apparently TikTok is fine with me reading this, after, of course, having a connection of, can I actually read this? I have no idea. Yeah, no, they said that's fine, apparently, just, I don't know. Again, this is live number 2. This is my second attempt at doing a live. We are with a guest star. You will see her. She will be annoying. And if you hear me start this story over... Oh, God. No. That you can find on my YouTube channel, because that was a 2-hour-long video right there. But I will get into what happened in the story. Like, I'll probably skim through it. This is Molly. She will attack my toesies. You will hear me scream, please stop eating toesies. She does not listen. She does whatever in the world she does. She will also, in the middle of the night, when she thinks it's time to wake up, she will hit you with a nightlight. Not nightlight, not lamp. It's one word, lamp. Ain't that right, princess? Yes. I know I woke you, and that's only because that's going to be payback for when you try to wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning on my day off. Alright, you can go back to sleeping now. I love you. Yes, I do. You were so precious. Alright, so, what happened in the book? Again, I do get sidetracked. I'm so terribly sorry when I'm not reading and when I am reading. That's why it's an irony that I call the thing totally book-related, because it's never really book-related. It's just... But what happened? So, in the first 2 chapters, we meet the character, Sparrow. Sparrow is socially awkward and everything. And Sparrow is a serial unaliver. Can I say killer in... Can I put serial and the actual term in the same sentence in TikTok Live? Or is that only where you can't say that in normal videos? I have no idea. But we're going to go with unaliver. I guess in the book, I think they're okay with it if it's in the book. Like if I'm reading the book. But if I'm saying it where it's my own personal thought process, it's a big old no. So... Sparrow is a socially awkward, has no friends, serial unaliver that unalives people in weird ways. One of them having to do with a butt plug. I don't know why. Again, it decided to go and roll with dark romance. I have no idea when there was 5 other books. But it did that. I'm trying to think. But unfortunately for the character Sparrow, shocker not a shocker, Sparrow died after chapter 1. So our unaliver is a ghost who is kind of friends with another ghost, and both of these ghosts are planning on unaliving a jogger with some weird poison, a butt plug, and something else, but I think there might be a love interest. I have no idea. I was more on the line of panicking on if I could say butt plug on TikTok Live, and if I can associate a noose with a warm embrace. So yeah. Let's see. Though I did have a conniption that when the book said, "Oh hey, yeah, this character knows poison. It's their favorite way to unalive people," and then turn around and ate a freaking acorn. I had a conniption about the whole eating acorns because acorns are poisonous. They are not edible. You cannot eat acorns. I even asked the contraption. I'm going to call him Mr. A so I don't set him off. I had to ask Mr. A, "Hey, can you eat acorns?" Knowing full well where, no, you cannot eat acorns. So the book, AI, is an idiot. But I digress. Also, the book, AI likes to use certain words that are like constant, like camaraderie and what was the other one? It started with an A. Something, I don't know. Honestly, it'll probably say it 6 times in the next 2 chapters, so you'll figure this out. Because I'll go, there it is. Okay, so if you want to listen to the first 2 chapters, I am pretty sure I have linked my YouTube channel in my bio. It's been a while since I've updated that thing, so I have no idea if it is or is not there. But hopefully it is. Unless TikTok Live keeps a hold of all my lives, I have no idea. I guess we'll learn this together, because I have no idea. Isn't it right, sweetie? Yes. Your mommy's an idiot. 100%. You agree. I know. Okay, so let's watch me completely and utterly hate this book. So we're on chapter 3, Ghostly Friends, the Only Ones Who Understand Me. Because unfortunately that will probably be the only ones that will understand this book. So, yay. The lingering rustle in the woods turned into something otherworldly, as Sparrow's heart raced with anticipation and dread. The trees, once just a backdrop for their sinister hobbies. Oh yeah, she also likes to talk to trees. Like she believes the trees are alive. I mean, that's fine. But 3 pages worth of her talking to trees with no reply. That's a kind of a one-sided conversation. 3 pages worth of a one-sided conversation of trees. Just nothing but trees. Anyways, the trees, once just a backdrop for their sinister hobbies, began to feel like a curtain rising on a stage where they were about to play a role more significant than that of a socially awkward serial killer. See, TikTok, it's in the book. I said it, it's in the book. I didn't say it personally, it's in the book, so... As Sparrow squinted into the shadows, a shimmering figure emerged, a translucent form that glowed faintly against the dark hues of the forest. It was Clara, their first ghostly victim. Our victim or someone else's victim? Because if they're our victim, that's going to be a very awkward conversation of, "Hey, pal, remember the time I unalive you?" Fun over height, just like going out for boba. Why did I pick Boba? Boba's not my cup of tea. And she hovered just above the ground, her hair bellowing like a gentle breeze around her. Sparrow's breath hitched. I'm not hitching my breath on this. I might have an asthma attack, but that's as far as of a breath of a hitch it's going to be. Oh, how you really are dead. Sparrow blurted, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow, you really are dead. There we go, Sparrow blurted, instantly regretting the words as they tumbled out. I relate. I mean, this looks like a scene straight out of one of those horror movies. I mean, not that you're horrifying. Hi. I already hate this character so much. Not Clara. Clara hasn't done anything. Clara blinked, tilting her head slightly. Hi. Not exactly the grand entrance I expected, but I'll take it. The transparent figure's laid-back demeanor somehow frazzled Sparrow even more. I mean, it is scary. You have an overcharged battery over here going, hi, hi, hi. Then you have someone that just goes, yeah. I didn't mean to be rude. I just thought, well, I've never met a ghost before. One moment. I'm pretty sure your best bud is a ghost, and you're a ghost too. Ah, Silas. Silas, your best friend who's a ghost, and you're a ghost? Yeah, you've met a ghost before. Okay. I don't have, like, a handbook on this. Do you come with explanations? Yes, because you totally want to ask the person who's your friend. Do you come with a handbook? Because I don't get you at all. Like, none. Man, if friends could come with handbooks, mine would be so thick that no one would want to read it because I would be too much of a maintenance problem. That's not in the book. That's just me stating how I am. Not because I'm like, it's more of needing to understand that I'm a little too much. Do you usually greet people by talking about handbooks? We should, actually. Yeah, we should. Clara smirked, her ghostly eyes twinkling. I think you might need a different approach. Right. Finger. Sparrow nodded feverishly, running a hand through their unkempt hair. Let's not talk about hair. Let me start over. I'm Sparrow, and I absolutely love murder. An artist of sorts, if you will. Not that I enjoy your murder specifically. So we did kill this person. Okay. That kind of is strange. They added quickly, gesturing wildly. But let's just say I find the concept fascinating, socially speaking, of course. I see, Clara replied, her voice melodic. I'm saying it's melodic. I'm probably wrong. And light. Now, see, I think it's pronounced juxtaposition, but... Oh, Alexa, how do you pronounce juxtaposition?
I pronounce the juxtaposition.
Okay, thank you. Shush. Alexa, stop. Okay, I just asked it, and I already am tongue-tied on it again. Well, Mr. A said it. It's okay. To the typically... What is my brother-in-law doing out there? I don't know if you can hear him, but he's just going... What in the world? I have a feeling my brother-in-law has his friend over. Yay! Let's see. To the typically solemn topic of death, so you're saying I'm your inspiration? No, not an inspiration. More like an example. I mean, I killed you, yes. But I lost my place. Where was it? Ah, there it is. I mean, I killed you, yes, but there's... Ugh. Sparrow buried their face in their hands, wishing they could dissolve into the forest floor. What I mean is, now that you're here, maybe we can, chat? Sure, let's chat. Sparrow, the serial killer, you murdered me. That's a great icebreaker. Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, AI. Brought to you by AI. Clara floated a little closer, her presence oddly calming. Okay, hold on, no. Guys, if someone kind of went to you and then were like, you know what? I'm gonna be their ghost's best friend, and it's gonna be so cool. I don't think we would be friends. Yeah, you remember how you unalived me? Yeah, we're best buds. Let's go get some best friend necklaces and bracelets. Yeah, totally. No. Oh, God. So how exactly did you envision this conversation going? Do I need to prepare emotionally? Emotionally? Sparrow echoed, panic fluttering in their chest. I didn't think about that. Maybe I envisioned us bonding over mutual interests. You know, like, how did you die? We killed them. You killed them. What do you mean, how did they die? Did AI just forget that the character itself killed Clara? I mean, if you want to share... Ah, the classic "how did you die" question. Gets everyone, doesn't it? Clara flipped her ghostly hair as if the volume it could manifest despite her ethereal form. Hold on, I gotta get this right. So, here's the scoop. I was in a very intense cooking class. A burst of laughter escaped Sparrow, completely out of line with the context, but wholly unintentional. A cooking class? That's how you died? I'm sorry. This book needs to be sorry. Don't be! Clara laughed and gestured wildly, her ghostly arms floating like wisps of smoke. We were making souffles, because everyone makes souffles apparently, and let me tell you, they can be Alexa, pronounce volatile.
I pronounce that volatile, but I'm always working on how I say things and I might not have it right.
Volatile. Alright, thank you. Not repeating that. If not handled correctly, some overly ambitious chef decided it would be a good idea to demonstrate flame. You can guess what that led to. Not my finest hour. You know, volatile, you could have just said dangerous. But no, AI has to use the big words. Use the words that my tongue can't speak. Oh my god! Exactly this thing I'm gonna say about this book. Sparrow winced, half amused, half mortified. So you got cooked alive? That kind of adds a twist to the whole dying from a recipe gone wrong trope. Save me. Right? Clara's eyes sparkled with humor. And you know the cliche? To die doing what you love. I should have picked knitting instead. Much safer. Sparrow finally took a deep breath, feeling some of the tension ease from their shoulders. My tension in my shoulders aren't eased because I'm pretty sure you said that you died from Sparrow, not you died... So you're telling me your death wasn't more tragic? I thought it would involve, like, terror or something. The girl got burned alive. I think that's scary enough. Listen, Clara said, waving her hands like a grand maestro. Life is too absurd to take it seriously. A lot of my friends didn't make it out of that class alive. Kitchen hazards, you know, but I lingered around long enough to appreciate the irony of my situation. The irony of my situation is if I was unalive because a bookshelf fell on me. Yours is that you got burned alive and this character here is just going, haha, not tragic enough. Wow, Sparrow said, tilting their head to study Clara's glowing face. You really do take this well. I mean, I wouldn't know how to handle it if I were a ghost with a cooking class death story. The embarrassment alone. The embarrassment in reading this story. That's the spirit, Clara winked. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the spirit. That was no. Where was I? The beauty of being dead is you get to transcend the the blah 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 blah. I'm a vampire. Blah 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 blah. I know what the word says, and I know what the word means. My tongue, though, says it ain't gonna speak it. So we're going to say hardships of life. Okay? Because I know that's what's the word, what the synonym, the word that's exactly like the word but with a different spelling is hardships. Hardships of life. AI. Molly, get down. Do not. Girl, get down. Elena, down. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're going to fall. You're going to fall, my little old lady. Yes, I'm going to fall. You're not as young and spry like you are at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's not 2. It's not in the morning. And I'm not asleep, so you're a little fragile. If it's earlier in the morning when I'm asleep, oh man, you're a spring kitten. But right now you're an old lady. So don't fall. Where was I? Hold on, I have to refine my place. There we are. To transcend the hardships of life. Wait, no, hold on. Maybe not. Alexa, please pronounce Trivialities. Alexa, please pronounce Trivialities.
I pronounce the trivialities, but I'm always working on how I say things and I might not have it right.
Trivialities. Alright, Alexa, pronounce trivialities.
I pronounce the trivialities.
No, not pronounce.
But I'm always working on how I say things and I might not have it right.
Alexa, define trivialities.
Frivolities is a form of the noun frivolity, which is usually defined as the quality or state of being frivolous. For more,
Frivolous.
ask me to give you more definitions for frivolity.
Frivolous. Hey Alexa, what does frivolous mean?
The adjective frivolous is usually defined as characterized by lack of seriousness or sense. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for frivolous.
You know what? No, I can't say that. I was about to say, please put my picture next to the definition of that. But, no. Okay, so I was completely wrong. That is not what triviality is. It does not mean hardship. It just means let's be silly. The silliness of life. Besides, how many people can say they went out in a culinary disaster? It's legendary. Actually, a lot of people can say that they went out in a culinary disaster. A lot of accidents happen in the kitchen, actually. A lot. So, I guess it's the way you go in the kitchen that's the legendary part, but no. I have no idea. Yeah, no. No. Legendary, or you just sound like you're trying to make the best of a terrible situation. Sparrow countered. scratching their chin thoughtfully. I mean, I've always wanted my name to live on, kind of like that, but then again, you get... Okay, I kid you not. AI decided that the word to, T-O, needs to be in capitalization. So it's more of, but then again, you get to, sorry. But then again, you get to live on. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is in big letters. AI, how impressive. And I'm not so sure how that feels yet. Trust me, it's a mixed bag, Clara said, her voice suddenly softer, but it helps to have someone to talk to. Being undead is lonely without friends. Now that just depends on who you're talking to, because for an introvert, I don't think there is such a thing called loneliness when you're an introvert and you're surrounded by the one thing that makes you happy. So it really depends on who you're talking to. Like, no one wants to befriend the ghosts unless they need some spooky storytelling. No, I'd probably friend a ghost if I have someone I want them to go and haunt. Especially if they're living at my house first. The ghost, not the one person I want them haunted. Be like, you want to live here rent-free? Go find a job. I'm sorry, you want to haunt my house? You have to go find a job to do that because that ain't happening for free. I'd be your friend, Sparrow exclaimed, but the words tumbled out with a rush that exposed their sheer awkwardness. Okay. Like, if you're okay with being friends with, book, man. Okay. We're all in agreement, right? That at first, in this chapter, it states that Sparrow killed Clara, right? But then Claire said that they died in a culinary accident. I kid you not. The last two words of this sentence is paving me off. Like, if you're okay with being friends with your murderer, make up your mind. Are we their murderer? Or are we just the... Okay, I remember someone had commented on one of my videos going, oh my god, you're so great and everything, which, thank you. I appreciate the positivity. But then turned around and went, wait, you are one of those AI people? Oh my god. The only times I do AI is when I'm testing the AI, hence this book, and oh my god, and they want to replace creative people with AI and it can't even tell a story fucking straight? No, thank you. I am so appalled. It can't even make up its mind on if Sparrow is in fact Clara's killer or not killer, and it can't... Ooh, hurry, I thought I'd drop by to just say you're super awesome. Oh, hey! Okay, I thought that said hurry. Hey, I thought I'd drop by to say you're super awesome, Sauce. Have a great day. Well, you have a great day, too. If you guys are commenting, I'm sorry that I have not looked up yet. I'm having conniptions about how poor AI can write, and they want to replace all these creative people, all these artists and writers and all these amazing artistic creative people with AI, and AI can't even write a fucking book right because AI can't even tell if it's going to have the character be the one character's murderer or not. And whoa, again, guys, if you were hoping to have just listened to someone read a simple story, yeah, no, that's not how I do things. No, you get what would have been my commentary inside my head if I was just reading this quietly, so I'm sorry. But so AI can't tell how the characters are going to actually be, how the characters are actually supposed to be. Instead, it's just gonna be like, ha ha ha, you thought we said this, now we're gonna freaking gaslight. We never said that. We're gonna gaslight you and be like, we never said that. No. Then turn around and be like, yeah, we did actually say that. You thought we were lying? Nah. Clara chuckled. I ain't fucking chuckling. Her laughter echoing through the trees. Sure, as long as you don't accidentally kill me again, you motherfucker. That hurt, but I am so pissed. Sparrow swallowed deeply. Okay, cool. Ghost friends! I never thought I'd have, friends. This book's about to meet a paper shredder. That's what it's gonna meet. That's gonna be its brand, a paper shredder. This thing can't write down. No. Great, now we can bond over dark humor. Yeah, it's gonna be bonding over a lit fire, and I'm gonna keep my house warm with this book. Clara said, her translucent frame flickering with excitement. And who knows, perhaps I can help you find some closure on your own murder. Oh, okay. Sorry. That was Clara talking to Sparrow. So let's get into Clara's voice, or attempt to get into Clara's voice. And who knows, perhaps I can help you find some closure on your own murder. Closure? Sparrow echoed, feeling a new knot of tension. I hadn't thought about it like that. It's hard to figure out how you feel when you're both the killer and the victim. Wow. I need someone just to find an Owen Wilson clip of him just going, wow. Because that would be nice. That is some intense therapy work. With the right perspective, it can be enlightening. You know what would be more enlightening? Having an actual person who wrote this book. Oh, Clara clasped her ghostly hands together, beaming brightly. Now tell me more about your artistic murder progress. I'm dying to hear. Honey, I'm sorry to tell you, but, you are dead. But, okay. Are you wanting to double die to hear it? Because that would make more sense, and that would have been a little bit more funnier. Just as the conversation grew more comfortable, a suspicious rustle came from behind a nearby tree. Sparrow's eyes widened, with Clara by their side and their social skills slowly unraveling. Maybe this wasn't just a casual chat. It could be the beginning of something wonderfully bizarre. This book's fucking bizarre. Sparrow stood slightly awkwardly. Okay. Still absorbing the unusual comfort Clara's presence brought. The forest around them was alive with sounds. See, again, okay, if you were here for the first one, the forest is alive. Then it was dead. Then it was alive. Then it was dead. Now it's alive again. The rustling of leaves and distant chirping of birds, a minor contrast to the weighty topic of their conversation. Oh, not that alive. Okay. They were finally starting to forge a connection, and it felt strangely exhilarating. See, I can say big words. So, Clara, Sparrow began, wiping clammy hands on their pants. You mentioned your friends from the cooking class. Do you miss them? Hi, yes, I know I kind of went and took you away from all your friends, so do you miss your friends? Because am I not important enough? Are we just not friends enough? Do you miss your old life, your old friends? So I need to know, because if so, yeah, I fucking hate this book. Guys, we're only 28 pages into this book, and I hate this so much. But I'm on a mission to prove that AI can't do everything, so we must continue. Because AI takes the creativity away, and apparently also brain cells, and my sanity and expectations of the modern age. Where was I? Do you miss them? I mean, you seem pretty chill about everything. Clara rolled her eyes playfully. Oh, definitely. But it's more complicated than that. I miss them, yes. But I also learned that life could be vastly more enjoyable when you embrace the ridiculousness of it all. Even when it involves exploding souffles. Okay, so did we die by Sparrow's hand, or are we still sticking with the souffle story? Because now there's two different ways that you've been killed. Either by Sparrow's hand or by souffle. And you keep bouncing back and forth. With every friendship and every moment we shared, I discovered something important. Yeah, like I am. Never spend $50 on an AI book. Sparrow nodded, genuinely intrigued despite the awkwardness blooming within. What's that? Connections! Clara exclaimed, animating her ghost form, making it appear like her enthusiasm was sending shivers through the air. Okay. You see, life isn't just about how many people you've brushed past. It's about the depth and quality of those connections. I had friends who celebrated my quirks, my weirdness, and it helped me feel as if I belonged. She paused, her expression shifting to one of concern. And I think maybe you've never had that. Clearly, because our opening line to you was, "Hey, I killed you. How's it being dead?" Sparrows squirmed on their feet, fiddling with their sleeves. "Oh, right, it's more of a killer's social life," they replied, voice tinged with self-deprecation. "I've been told I'm pretty intimidating, to potential friends." Clara glanced at them, scanning their expressions with a knowing calm. "Intimidating how? You're not exactly giving off a fierce vibe right now. I mean, I fulfill the stereotype of the awkward loner." Sparrow muttered, "Not to mention the whole being a serial killer part doesn't exactly scream best friend material, does it? It depends on who you ask. It depends on who you ask who reads certain stories on if that is material enough. Because if someone comes to me like, 'Hey, have you read that one book about the serial killer and everything? It's so good, right?' Me, 'Oh my god, no, I've never read that.' Or, 'Yeah, I have read that. That is such a good book.' Oh, God. Sure it does. You just need to find the right crowd. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure there is a, 'Hey, are you a serial killer group as well?' Oh, God. I bet there are plenty of people out there willing to accept your peculiar hobbies." Clara waved her hand, encompassing the woods around them, lightheartedly. "You could even start a murder fan club. Although I'd suggest rebranding if that's going to be on the flyers." Yeah. Sparrow snorted at the suggestion, unsure whether to feel amused or horrified. A fan club for murderer? Doesn't sound like healthy socializing. Maybe not. Clara said, laughing lightly, "But you get my point. Find people who see your essence beyond the dark stuff, those who will cheer for your ghost stories, with a little laugh instead of running off screaming." I don't think that would be a ghost story of, yes, I kill people. You do too? Great. Let's make some BFF bracelets over some donuts while we talk about our latest kills. Oh, God. Sparrow found themselves warming to the idea. "You mean, like, instead of trying to connect with someone by talking about death and blood, I could try chatting about, soup recipes or something?" I'm pretty sure one of the questions I had answered when I wrote this book is, because some of the questions I answered truthfully, and some of them I answered as, like, just craps and giggles. And I'm pretty sure one of the questions was, what is one thing that you can't really do in real life? And I put down, well, I can't cook to save my life, so I guess cooking. And they went, yeah, we're going to make this whole book about cooking. And murder. We can't forget about the murder. Oh, and the social awkwardness. Yay! Exactly, Clara grinned widely. Funny enough, soup has saved many relationships. It's comforting. People love it. Maybe you can whip up a few batches for gatherings. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but unless ramen can be considered a soup, I don't eat soup. I'm not a soup person. I'm not. But if we count ramen as a soup, then sure, I will eat soup. But I don't see no one getting relationships or anything of that matter over soup. Maybe a donut or a pretzel or ice cream, but a soup, yeah, no, I don't see someone going, you want to be friends? I have a broccoli for you, or I got a carrot. No, it's, hey, do you want to go out and get like coffee or pastry items? Hey, do you want to go out and have like water and broccoli and soup? Unless one of you guys have done that, then if it worked, bravo. But you just don't hear that. Huh, you want to go out over some water and some vegetables? Can I add creepy little chicken feet? Why? Can I add creepy little chicken feet to it for flair? Why? We used to sell chicken feet at my job. We still sell pig's hooves, and I still can't stand to, grab a hold of those. Why? Sparrow asked wide-eyed. You know, that could be a hit. I could serve it to my friends and narrate how each ingredient represents a victim. Why? Why? Okay, maybe leave the morbid storytelling for other occasions. Clara chuckled, shaking her head. But think about how these little things mean connections. I'm sorry. No. Sharing a meal, laughing about random topics, you never know when a friendship could develop. That I agree with. You never know how a friendship can be a thing. I'm not gonna lie, my first real friendship, how it happened was I am socially awkward and I have trouble with making friends because of how awkward I can get, because I grew up not really allowed to express myself in any form of manner. So trying to make my first friend was a little awkward. And I used to I can't say used to. I have a tendency to base off situations, based off things I read and watch back then. And so I saw in anime that if you were fascinated by someone either through wanting to have a friendship or a relationship, you followed them. So my first friend, I followed in hopes that we would be friends. The only thing that made it where that friendship even happened was the fact that they went to their grandmother and went, "Grandma, this new person's following me." And their grandmother went, "I think she just needs a friend, honey." Friend came to school. Friend looked at me and went, "Can you fucking stop following me? What do you want me? A friend?" Them, "Oh, my grandmother was right. Okay, sure, we'll be friends." But I'm pretty sure if I walked up to someone and been like, "Here's some soup with chicken feet. Let's be friends," I ain't gonna get a friend that way. Or go up and be like, "Hey, you remind me of my last victim. She had blonde hair too." Yeah, no, I don't think that would work. Or morbid storytelling. That's for after being friends for about a month or so. Safe bet month. Not first off of going, "Hey, you want to be friends? I have a morbid story to tell you." Yeah, no, absolutely not, no. Okay, maybe leave them. Clara chuckled, shaking her head, but think about how these little things mean connections. Sharing a meal, laughing about random topics, you never know when a friendship... Okay, we already read that. Friendship, Sparrow murmured, rolling the word around in their mind as if its significance was a rare treasure they hadn't fully understood. Do you really think I could have that? Girl, if I could have a friendship, you can have a friendship, even though you are horribly written by AI. I have hope. Why not? Clara replied, her tone earnest now. I just went full Southern, I'm sorry. Friends in an extension of acceptance. It's like what I had with my cooking class friends. Total chaos, but we loved it. We put ourselves out there, silly mistakes and all. You need to allow yourself the chance to be seen for who you are, not just your murderous alter ego. Claire was putting way too much effort into Sparrow for someone who could or could not have been killed by Sparrow, and props on her for trying her hardest to help out her might-have-been killer. Sparrow felt a sudden pit in their stomach. The tension in their limbs shifted to something more like restlessness. But what if they don't accept me? What if they see who I am and think I'm, a monster? AI ain't helping you on that one. I'm sorry, honey. Ah, so this is where the real issue lies, Clara insisted, her voice warm despite the chilly air. When did the air get chilly? Monsters are given labels by people who don't understand what it means to see others as they are. You feel more monster than human because of your actions, but why not focus on the journey you've had? Your journey is killing. So I don't think that statement's going to help much. Start connecting with your quirks, your passion for murder, and your ambitions. We can build from there. Let's not build from there. No. Like a murder therapy group. Sparrow suggested tentatively. The sarcasm slipping out. Oh, there was sarcasm. Okay. Phew. Guys, there was sarcasm. The sarcasm slipping out like a wobbly toddler learning to walk. They half-heartedly chuckled at the idea, trying to mask the uncertainty brewing just beneath the surface. Clara smiled knowingly, clearly unfazed by the dark humor of Sparrow's words. Hey, you laugh. That's a big step. She suddenly floated a little closer. Girl, back up. Her voice earnest, and it's essential to accept that everyone struggles. Being a monster is just a part of the package. It doesn't have to define you. You can build a lighter narrative around it if you choose. Okay, fair advice. I will say that much. I'd really like that, Sparrow murmured, starting to feel an unusual warmth in their chest. But I feel so far removed, I wake up thinking about, murder. The next step is pulling the trigger on social engagements. It just doesn't feel natural. But it can be! Clara, you're trying way too hard. Clara lightly insisted, brushing off the heavy thoughts. Brush. You might need to reframe how you think about that part of you. Instead of thinking of murder as your identity, maybe view it like a hobby. That's a line that can be easily blurred, I swear to God. I enjoyed cooking, but I never let it consume who I was. Just a slice of me. I feel like that's a cooking pun, but I have no idea. Or that's how Sparrow went. To her, but not her. Yeah. Long hair, guys. Some of you, that has long hair, I don't understand how you can have long hair. It's annoying. It's annoying me. Because it's just everywhere. Sparrow pondered Clara's words, letting them sink in slowly, the weight of guilt beginning to lift, not entirely, but enough to help them explore a path towards making fresh choices. The fading daylight barely illuminated. Where's Silas? I just thought about that. Where's Silas? Boy has not been mentioned once in this chapter, but yet he was up our butt the last chapter. He's probably following that jogger. Sparrow pondered Clara's words, letting them sink in slowly, the weight of guilt beginning to lift, not entirely, but enough to help them explore a path towards making fresh choices. There we are. The fading daylight barely illuminated the forest anymore, casting shadows that danced in unexpected patterns. I'm pretty sure that's called fireflies, but I digress. You're pretty wise for a ghost, you know that? Well, I do have the experience of being dead. What does that fucking matter? It gives you a unique perspective. That it does. Clara replied with a wink. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. She winked again. I guess so, Sparrow said quietly as they looked at Clara. They felt something stirring deep within. Deep within me, it's probably vomit because this story is vomit. Maybe it wasn't so impossible after all. Maybe they could explore the world of friendship, stepping past the mundane fear of rejection. The enormity of the idea made their butterflies twitch with anticipation and something unnameable. And who knows? Maybe we can build a support group. You're going to need a support group. I'm sorry, Clara. I'm diagnosing you with your own support group. Clara added, excitement flashing in their ghostly eyes. Monsters Anonymous. So we're calling it Ma. We're going to sound like Stewie Griffin. Ma! Ma! Oh, wait, no, sorry, I'm sorry. There's more to this. Monsters Anonymous. Swipe right on your inner weirdo. No! I think it needs a little workshopping. I'm in agreement with that. Sparrow laughed, shrugging their shoulders like a bouncing ball ready to jump. So, okay, that is... No. I regret doing that. I regret that you guys had to see that. Because that is... Who laughs? That is... No. If you guys laugh bouncing your ball... You're bouncing your shoulders like bouncy balls... You must either be really, actually laughing, or you're faking it. But the thought lingered, and for the first time in forever, it felt like a breath of fresh air settling in. Okay. Just then, a rustling sound came from the dense brush nearby, interrupting their moment. Okay, this is the second time that there's been a rustling sound. If nothing happens, I'm calling Wolf. Sparrow tensed for a moment, their heart skipping. Was it another ghost, or perhaps an unexpected visitor in their woods? The question lingered, the static in the air enticing and daunting. I wish I could say this book is enticing and daunting. Enticing and daunting. All at once. The unease of rustling noise slowly faded as the two settled back into their conversation. Okay, that's strike two of the rustling. If it's there one more time, there better be something popping out of those bushes. Sparrow feeling an undeniable thrill at the prospect of now having a ghostly friend. Clara, you have one. His name is Silas. Clara floated gracefully, her spirit shimmering like sunlit water. As they brainstormed how to uncover the mystery of Sparrow's own murder. Okay, so how do we go about attracting more ghosts? Clara asked, her eyes wide with excitement. Realistically speaking, spirits tend to linger where the vibes are right. The vibes are not right here. I'm going to have to light sage after I finish reading this book because I claim no AI energy. We need a proper ghost magnet. Honey, you're already a magnet. Right, a ghost magnet, Sparrow repeated, furrowing their brow in thought. What's a ghost even into, being alive? That's what I'm going to take my gander. I mean, we're clearly not throwing a brunch party, right? Ghosts don't really eat. True, Clara laughed, but remember, ghosts often have unfinished businesses or questions they want answered. Maybe we need to create an ethereal environment that feels welcoming. Like a seance. A seance! Isn't that a little cliche? Sparrow raised an eyebrow. Do people actually fall for that anymore? Aren't we overdue for something fresh? Maybe, but you've got to recognize the classics. And besides, there's a whole kit one can use. Think candles, mystical symbols, and something ghostly. Maybe some ghostly refreshments. Clara grinned as she outlined an imaginary scenario with her hands. Just do the whole box thing, as if conducting a bizarre orchestra piece. We can summon the spirit. What phone? What do you want? You're more chatty than my cat. Sorry, there's a lot of notifications. Okay. Where were we? Ah, yes. We can summon the spirit. Summoning sounds so serious, though, Sparrow remarked, scratching their head. What if they show up all grumpy because of my past? That's a problem for you, not for the ghost. Then it's a win-win. No, that would be a lose-lose. Claire chortled. You're already in hot water, and what is more fun than a ghostly roast? You can explain your situation, see if anyone is willing to help. Just imagine it. Hey, fellow spirits, great to see you. I'm here to find out who killed me while I plunge into dark self-reflection. An uplifting invitation indeed, Sparrow chuckled nervously, still fumbling. What just came... Oh! Sorry, I saw something in my corner of my eye where something just went... It went... I did not see that, but then I read it. And thank you. I want to say that says Bread Spinners. Thank you, Bread Spinners, for the like. If anyone else liked and I didn't see it, thank you. Sorry that I cannot continue. I'm sorry that I'm all over the place when I read. It's just how my brain works. But I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are new here, I am currently... Actually, I'm going to use this cliffhanger on the most annoying freaking book ever. I'm going to take this moment to take a drink. Because I do talk a lot. Oh wait, hold on. No, I'm going to finish this page, then take a drink. If you're new to this, I'm having a conniption about how AI writes books. And what I do is, yes, AI is bad. AI is stealing artists' jobs or just creative people's jobs. But what I do is I will engage in some AI to see what it does. And if it's even worth it or if it needs to be burnt. At this moment, this book needs to be sacrificed. Oh, right now this TikTok live is going, you've been on here way too long. Are you even still awake? Kind of like the Netflix thing where, hey, we noticed that you've been watching this for a while now. Are you still awake? Yes, I am. I just paused it like 5 seconds ago. Alright, but I'm having a connection with this book. Because it was written by AI. Me being me at the time thought, haha, I saw it on TikTok. It looked intriguing. All I have to do is answer a couple of questions. How fun. It's kind of like a Mad Lib. I'd rather just do Mad Libs. Because AI can't write for shit. But, before I take my drink, I'm going to finish this page. Where were we? Oh yes, the whole summoning spirits. It's a win-win. It's not a win-win. Oh yes, ghostly roast. You can explain your situation, see if anyone is willing to help. Just imagine it. Hey fellow spirits, great to see you. I'm here to find out who killed me while I plunged into his dark self-reflection. While also bring up the fact that I killed all you too, but not really because AI said that I killed you but not killed you. You know, like Clara. An uplifting invitation indeed, Sparrow chuckled nervously, still fumbling with their words. I just hope I don't scare anyone away before I barely get the chance to connect. Don't worry, honey. AI will have you covered because it's going to tell us that you, in fact, did kill this person. And then turn around and come up with some bizarre way that they actually died. And then we self-doubt ourselves and go, oh, maybe we read it wrong. Just for AI to turn around and be like, nope, actually Sparrow killed them. I'm pretty sure I cannot flip things off in a live, so pinkies all around. Hate this. Alright, so for all the new people that have arrived, hello, I am currently reading exactly how I would read inside my head. I have a speech impediment where sometimes my tongue cannot make words. So I will have to ask Mr. A, who is Alexa. Shush, no, don't start, shush, hush. Turn off. Not actually, but go to sleep. I have to ask him how to pronounce a word because my tongue gets tongue-tied and I cannot pronounce a word. And then if it's a word I don't know, instead of going, oh, I know it, just to continue. No, it's a learning experience. We're going to ask Mr. A, what's the word? So we can all learn something because the more you know, the little star with the rainbow early millennial thing or whenever it came up. I don't know if some of you, I don't know how old some of you are. God, I hope some of you are at least okay with listening to PG-13 stuff because this book is clearly PG-13 and up. So I hope. So. Today's drink of choice is cranberry juice. Yum. Tart. Okay, so we're currently reading an AI written book that I spent $50 on, and I'm regretting spending the $50 on it because AI can't write who saved anyone's life. It has gone back and forth. If you wanted to see the first 2 chapters, because we're right now currently reading chapter 3, the first 2 chapters are on my YouTube channel from the first time I did a TikTok live. So, if you want to see that, it's on my YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure I have a link to my YouTube channel on my profile picture. My leg is killing me. Sorry, I'm dealing with... I have... Okay. Okay, so... Totally against AI, but I am curious enough to see how far AI has gone. So I am willing to spend my money so you guys don't have to spend your money or waste your time on poor AI stuff or AI that is taking everyone else's jobs. Because... honestly, I'm already considered kooky and crazy, so might as well test it because it ain't gonna do much to me. So I spent the money, so you guys didn't have to, because I don't know about any of you guys, but these books have been doing nonstop ads on my For You page, probably because I'm part of the book talk community. And so I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's spend the money, answer the dang questions. Unfortunately, with this one, I didn't answer it like me 100%. I answered it half me, half let's just do it for craps and giggles. And it spit out this monstrosity that I freaking hate so much. But I figured I would do it because... if I do it, then you guys don't have to spend your money on it. I think that's more of a win-win. Understand, Clara? That's more of a win-win right there. Not your win-win. So, I'm currently reading this. I'm reading this how I would read it inside my head. So yes, you will have commentary. I apologize if you do not like having commentary in your audiobooks, then this is not the place for you. If you think it's funny to hear commentary while also listening to the story, welcome aboard. Hello. If you've ever seen Fern Gully, I believe I'm more like the bat, where I'm just everywhere. I call it TBR, totally book related, but it's never really book related because I ramble, I get sidetracked, and it's just, yay. Alright. Now that I've had a drink, actually let me have one more drink, because I plan on getting to at least chapter 5, maybe more, who knows, I don't know, it all depends on how this goes. But I have seen that more people have liked the video, so thank you. I want to say that says Clulone66, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Anyone else that had sent a like, hi, thank you. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying my rendition to audiobooks. Yay! For everyone that's new, welcome aboard. It's a wild ride. I'm at war right now with AI and how they write because it sucks. Hair, that's right, because I'm tired of eating my hair. Right now, we're currently with a serial killer that clearly doesn't kill, but yet does kill, because AI says they kill, but they don't actually kill, but yet they do kill, because AI wants to gaslight us that they kill, but they don't kill, and instead the person that they kill actually died from some tragic, weird way, like souffles. But actually, our character Sparrow did kill them, but... Right now, this book makes me think the timeline is that of a Doctor Who thing, but horribly written. So if you can follow along with that, welcome aboard. If not, I'm sorry you're going to be as lost as me. I do plan on doing other books, not just AI books. This is the one and only AI book, hopefully, that I ever will read, unless something else pops up and goes, hey, I'm a new version of an AI written book, let's try that. Now, after this one, I'm probably going to read another book. I have several on standby. I'll probably do, after this story, do like a live where we do a vote on which one will be read next. Because it's gonna be a long while until I read another AI book because I'm getting a migraine. So, now that I've had a drink and I've rambled and tried my best to explain what's going on here to all the new ones that have shown up. Yay! Okay, we're on this page. And the first words are pish posh. That's how I feel. Yes, pish posh. Clara waved her hand dismissively. You focus way too much on the details. We'll just feign normalcy. Anyone that's truly normal is not actually normal. They have that one thing that makes them not 100% normal. Everyone is at least 99.99% normal. Unless there's the select few that are a little bit less than that. But there's no 100% normal. I'm sorry. So, Pinky. You can throw in a few arty murder references sprinkled throughout. It sets the tone. You know what also sets the tone? Other things. Already murder references? Sparrow echoed, their mind racing with ideas. What if I bake some fancy cupcakes shaped like various murder instruments? That would actually work. Especially if you're going to a book club or like some other like murder mystery club where it's about serial killers and stuff. Sure. Cupcakes that looks like murder instruments. That would work. To go, hey, yeah, I'm a serial killer, want a cupcake? No. You know, like little poison vials or wigs for string. Okay, I kid you not. AI decided to say that this character, alongside using butt plugs for weapons, also used wigs for strangulation. I really need to write down what question. If I do this again and fill out another freaking book, next time I need to write down what the questions were and write down my answers, because I'm pretty sure half this is not what I wrote down in my answers. How do one even... Unless this person was rich and could afford the nice wigs, how would... Okay, well, apparently we are little poison vials or wigs for strangulation victims. What does wigs have to do with strangulation victims? Okay. Clara burst into laughter at the imagery. And when they asked what's up with the cupcakes, he could be all nonchalant about it. Murder is sweet, literally. Perfect. Now where do we host this? Seance cupcake show. Sparrow pondered, practically bouncing on their toes. Okay, that's doable. I can see someone being able to bounce on their toes. The woods are great and all, but I feel like we need more energy, right? Girl, you have all enough energy to last the whole party. No. Like a place with history, mystery. Graveyards might be too on the nose, right? True, we can't give them an unwelcome welcome. Clara agreed, smirking. What about the old crumbling mansion at the edge of town? It has ghost tours and urban legends surrounding it. Perfect atmosphere, low-key spook factor. Plus, I've heard it's held more than a few ghostly get-togethers. Ha! Did you just mention a ghost party? We've been talking about a ghost party. Sparrow, where the hell have you been? I'm not crazy, right? This whole, the past few pages, we have been talking about hosting a ghost, a party for ghosts to make friends with ghosts, right? This is what I'm talking about. This book is gaslighting me, I'm pretty sure. Sparrow, with growing excitement, losing their earlier self-consciousness. Are you saying I'd host the first Explorer Ghost Soiree? Script? Alright, how it's spelled is S-O-I-R-E with a little line up above, E, okay? I know that means party, so I'm going to say party. Because I don't know how to ask Mr. A how to pronounce that. I'm pretty sure it's Soiree. No, that is Soiree. Soiree. Yeah, soiree, right? Yes. Hey Alexa, spell soiree.
Charade is spelled C-H-A-R-A-D-E. H-A...
No, not charade. Charade. Charade, like in Party. Mr. A, I have a few select birds I would like to show you after the live. That'll be later. Party. We're going to call it a party. Oh, yes, darling, Claire exclaimed dramatically. With style, souffle, cupcakes for taste, a dash of ghostly energy, and plenty of questionable flamboyance. If we must go big, let's go Haunted Mansion big. Plus, it'll draw in curious spirits who have tales to share of their own. Your mystery will be solved amid gory giggles. Okay. Sparrow couldn't help but grin, their earlier doubts evaporating into the cool forest air. Now it's official, a theme. I love it. But there's one major flaw to this plan. This whole book is a flaw to this plan, but okay. And that is, Claire arched an eyebrow waiting for the punchline. I don't think there is a punchline, but sure. We have no idea if I actually died in the woods. Excuse me. God, I believe you did. Sparrow emitted with a sheepish grin. What if I murdered my way right out of the mansion itself? Oh, sorry, not self. Mansion instead. Where did I get self from? What if I murdered my way right out of the mansion instead? Then you'll have quite the tale to tell, Clara replied, rolling her eyes in mock frustration. But ultimately, that's what we want. To dive into where your life to death path crossed. Whether it's in an abandoned barn, cellar, or, God forbid, a bathtub. I mean, there was someone that did die in a bathtub. Actually, there's probably several people that has died in a bathtub before. But it's better than being apparently strangled by wigs. Why is AA okay with the whole, being strangled by wigs is a cool death, but dying in a bathtub is a horrible one? I mean, I guess it depends on how and the motive and the extent. Okay, whatever. True, Sparrow mused, glancing around the dusky woods filled with promise and secrets yet to unveil. In the land of the living, places meant something different, but now they're just a haunting grounds, I suppose. Hey, if someone can make a prank out of dark themes, it's you. Claire smiled, patting Sparrow on the back, or at least the place where they once had a physical form. Embrace the humor. That's how to attract spirits who want to share their tales. All I have to do is buy a haunted doll from an antique shop and I'm... Duck, but with an F. So, I don't have to tell no funny story to get haunted. I just need to buy a doll. They'll connect with your vibe, and you'll find some common ground. They both giggled, and with a newfound energy crackling between them, with plans shaping into something vibrant, they mulled over the logistics. What fun would come from an ethereal gathering infused with clumsy awkwardness and uncanny baking skills? Where's the baking coming from? I know for a fact I put down in questions, I cannot cook, I cannot bake. So where's the baking coming from? Why does this character can cook, but I can't cook? Clara began sketching ideas in the air, spiraling arcs of glittery light dancing to form delightful shapes. What if we had a theme for the guests? I thought we had a theme. Clara suggested, her eyes twinkling playfully. Perhaps best colony disasters of all time. Every ghost could share their worst could share their worst food-related mishaps and you'd get bonus points for the most ridiculous story? I can picture the ghostly audience already, and then the souffle exploded. Sparrow chimed in, mimicking a ghostly tone. Every story punctuated with boo at the end. Let's not, because I don't want to have to keep saying boo. Exactly! Clara practically beamed, her cheer infectious. Excuse you? Okay, I know I'm talking about ghost stories, but that does not mean you go and scare me now. I swear to God, if something moves in this room, after talking about haunted stuff, I might lose my shit. Because I didn't say Mr. A's name. Not one bit. At all. Molly, if you start staring at things, you're leaving the room. I'm sorry, but I'm not playing that game. And you'll be there laughing with them after finding comically in absurd experiences. Who said you can't create something meaningful amidst the chaos? Sparrow felt something awaken inside. Again? Wow. Only a few pages? Awaken? Okay. The anxiety wound tight in their chests gradually loosened, replaced by something refreshing. You know what, Claire? This might actually work. Let's begin crafting this party into existence. Maybe we can make the world a little less terrifying, one ghostly cupcake at a time. Clara floated a delightful circle around Sparrow, bursting with enthusiasm. That's the spirit! Ghostly friendships and spirit gatherings! Who knows who might pitch in? As they plotted out the details of what would become the most spectacularly bizarre gathering of the undead and the living, the living is invited? How is the living invited? They could have imagined. Sparrow felt exhilarated. This was a unique journey of exploration filled with promise and friendship, wrapped in an absurdly dark cherry topping that only they could cook up together. Little did they realize that with this night's plans, they were about to unearth a deeper meaning buried within their own fate, where laughter could possibly lead them face first into the heart of self-discovery. I'm questioning everything in my whole entire existence, which I thought I already did. Nope. So we're now on chapter 4, and this book is gaslighting me. I know it is. I know it's gaslighting me. 100%. It's so totally gaslighting me. I don't like this book. This book is gaslighting me. I don't like being gaslighted. I'm okay with being getting red herrings, not gaslighted. Because I know for a fact that it's saying things that it did not say, and it's saying things that... Alright. I don't know if there's anybody new, but hello. We're reading an AI-generated book. Technically, you guys are listening to an AI-generated book. I'm losing my absolute freaking mind over an AI-generated book because it's making me mad. It's not consistent. It wants to use big giant words that my tongue can't speak. And it gaslights me. We're on chapter 4. And we already know that this ghost can't tell what's up and down. We know that this book likes to kill unalive people with poisons, butt plugs, and wigs. I don't understand the wig one, but okay. Fun. Oh, sweet Jesus. I hate this book. If you guys ever see, I'm not going to tell you don't buy it, because that's up to you guys. If you guys want to spend your money on getting your own rendition of an AI written book, that's on you. Will I ever spend my money again on it? Absolutely. I will try my hardest not to. Even though, because I think in the first live I did say that I bought, like, there was mine, there was my mama's, there was two of my sisters, and then there was my friend. I read my friend's one, which also had to do with cooking. I don't understand why AI likes to cook. But apparently AI is a chef because it likes to cook. But I had bought these just to try them out and see what was all the beluga about it. And I can honestly tell you, AI can't write to save lives. If this book was in charge of watching over if someone was going to live or die, I would rather pay the $8,000 wee-woo ride to the hospital than trust my hand in these books. Because if it already gaslights me, it's going to gaslight about if I am dying or not. Because the book can't even tell us how one character actually died. But we're on chapter 4. It's called Awkward Conversations 101. That's what should have been the title of the book, but okay. Sparrow awoke the next morning to the soft, dappled sunlight filtering through the trees outside, painting the room in a gold hue reminiscent of a bizarre horror movie scene. Okay, I guess don't need a cup of joe. You're fully awake now. They lay in bed. Oh wait, I forgot. I had answered the question of what's their pronouns. I put down they, she, them. Okay, that makes sense. They lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, still buzzing with excitement from the ghostly... This is what I'm talking about. AI likes the big words that my tongue can't say. Soiree plan and had brewed with Clara the previous night. The idea of hosting a gathering for fellow spirits with all its quirks and culinary disasters was enough to put a flutter in their stomach that was distinctly uncomfortable yet thrilling. With a sigh, Sparrow rolled out of bed. Well, more like tumbled, before picking up the phone urgently to check the time. Where did the phone come from? I didn't think there was phones in this. Whatever. As if the prospect of friendship would vanish like smoke if they were late. Oh crap! They muttered, flailing for a moment before finally landing on their feet. It's already 10 a.m. You can't make friends if you're a hermit. Well, thank you, doctor. That's honestly what my therapist told me. I can't make friends if I'm a hermit, but I like staying indoors. Sometimes. Or worse, a ghost. They snickered at their own off-color joke and ambled over to the wardrobe, where they kept their impressive collection of dark and ironically self-congratulatory... We're going to just stick with that, because screw that. Attire. Standing in front of the mirror, Sparrow stared at their reflection, a pale figure with large, expressive eyes that were undeniably haunted. They knew a splash of color wouldn't hurt, but how could you mix eccentricity with murder-themed cheek? They began to pull out clothes and hold them against their form, as if draping a mannequin. No. This book is fucking with me, because that was one of the questions. What do you fear the most? Dolls and mannequins. I swear to God, if it says furries in this book, I'm done. After some trial and error, they settled on a bright purple sweater with the slogan, "Kiss my guts." Okay, I would wear that, actually. Paired with alluringly tattered black pants and mismatched knee-high socks. This actually sounds like an outfit I would wear. An outfit I would love, actually. Okay. AI, you have written at least one good sentence so far in this book. Be like that, what's the one? Pacha. That Pacha meme. French kiss. I love that. It was both repulsive and appealing, like an abstract piece of art that would confuse onlookers. Yes, this is perfect, Sparrow chirped to themselves, confidence filling the room with an almost electric vibe. Yet confidence was a two-faced coin, and as they fidgeted with the hem of the sweater, they couldn't help but feel the anxiety creeping back like an unwanted shadow. Few choice birdies, I swear to God. To combat it, Sparrow decided they needed to practice some social skills. That's what you said in the last 3 chapters. Because who doesn't need a little rehearsal for the stage known as life? Plus, if they plan to attract new living friends, but we're dead. We're dead, right? We're dead. Like, yes, the last chapter. We're dead. We've been murdered. They needed to perfect the art of conversation, even if their version resembled an amalgamation? Amalgamation? That means mismatch, right? Alexa, define amalgamation.
Amalgamation is usually defined as the act or process of amalgamating, mixing or merging so as to make a combination, combining. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for amalgamation. Did that answer your question?
Absolutely, thank you.
Thanks for your feedback.
No problem, darling. Okay, so I was kind of right. Maybe, I think. Where was I? Guys, I can speak, I promise. I can read, I promise. Motivational? There we go, I got it. Speaker in a low-budget horror film character. Okay, fair enough. Okay, Sparrow, you can do this. They told their reflection, adjusting the volume of their voice to a slightly overly enthusiastic level. So I need to reread that, so I'm sorry. Okay, Sparrow, you can do this. And that was no. Imagine your audience is dead and can't judge you. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. They ran a hand through their messy hair and started again, muttering. Well, let's just focus on being normal for once. And with that thought, they leaned closer. And with that thought, they leaned closer, practicing getting words out without tripping over their own tongue. Okay. This book will not call this kettle a burnt kettle when you are far burnt than I am. Because I wouldn't be in this boat if you stopped using big words my tongue can't say. Hi there, I'm Sparrow. Nice to meet you, they said with an exaggerated smile that brought out the awkwardness more than charm. How's your day? Not ending in a violent encounter? Oh, God. Sparrow watched their self-induced theatrics in the mirror, cringing at every modest blunder. Who would want to befriend a weirdo like me? They grimaced. Maybe I should just stick to dead people. They're way less judgmental. After fluently practicing countless variations of how to say the same thing, Sparrow finally sighed, resigned to the notion that maybe their awkwardness was simply part of their charm. Who knows? Maybe a potential friend. I'm gonna have to ask my friend how she's been able to deal with me for almost... You met in 2007, so about almost about 20 years. And I'm gonna have to ask my friend how she's been able to deal with me for 20 years. If I'm annoyed by this character, she must be really annoyed by me. Appreciates a mind like mine, like a little clumsy. Hello, YouTube. Thank you for the notification. Welcome aboard. And off-kilter, just like a horror movie villain with a dash of romantic flair. They took one last look into the mirror to make sure they didn't somehow resemble roadkill and headed towards the door. I'm sorry, honey. The fact that you looked in the mirror and went, I look okay. You're so much braver than me. I would have looked in the mirror and went, I need to go back to bed. All right, Sparrow, don't think too much about how you used to hunt down prey. You're going to be friendly today. Friendly, like a bloodthirsty puppy. Because that's totally friendly. I'm sorry, last time I had a bloodthirsty puppy chasing me, I didn't go, oh my god, let's be buddies. No, it's get the fuck away from me. As they made their way towards the town square, Sparrow couldn't shake off the nagging feeling of dread bubbling under the enthusiasm. What if they embarrassed themselves? What if someone saw through their charming outfit and realized they were a social nightmare? Would Fred the jogger... Hey, we've mentioned Fred again! Would Fred the jogger from yesterday ever talk to them again after the awkward interaction? You mean... Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Tough questions, but Sparrow had no time to dwell on their insecurities. The hunt for friendship was on. Once in town, Sparrow ambled to the Drunken Owl, a cafe known for its bizarre charm. Everything from its decor to the unfiltered banter the staff had with customers. If you're just going to describe my bedroom, can we knock it off, please? It was the perfect storm of chaos for a nervous individual hoping to blend in. All right, it punched me in the gut. Thank you. Pushing through the heavy door, Sparrow felt the comforting smell of coffee and baked goods waft around them, hypnotizing yet intimidating, like a siren's call. God, if my bedroom smelled like coffee and breakfast food, I would never leave my bedroom. I might at night, in my deep sleep, think I'm eating a pancake and instead be eating a pillow, but that's another thing. That's on me. Welcome! What can I get for you today? Chirped the barista, a chipper young... Oh, that's a woman. You know, before I do my voices, I should actually first read ahead to make sure I get the voices right. But then again, if I read ahead, you guys don't get the brilliance of my reaction. Oh well, it's not a win-win. A young woman with a radiant smile and a splash of face paint that made her look like a watercolor painting. Honey, you could just said her makeup looked a little watery, but okay. Medium, tall coffee, please. That sounds like me when I first ordered Starbucks for the first time. What size do you want? A small? A tall? A small? A tall? No, a small! A tall! How much is the biggest one? Oh, that's a venti. Alright. Sparrow stumbled over their words as they leaned on the counter with a bit of cream. They cringed, hoping their shyness didn't dissolve the barista's cheerfulness. Sure thing. What's the occasion for the, crazy shirt? She asked, her smile widening as she processed the ensemble. That's probably like what a lot of my coworkers look like when we're forced to actually have a conversation with customers and we don't know what to say, so we just like pick a random thing and we just go, yes, hi, oh my god, that's so great. Uh-huh. In our heads going, we've been standing for 8 hours, we just want to go home. If any of you guys have ever worked like retail or fast food or anything, you know. You know, there's some people that are actually like really like their smile is real and everything, and they're actually like attentive and like actually mentally there. And then you got some that are kind of like, I just want to go home and I'm forced to be here, so I've been told I need to smile because apparently I'm not pretty enough if I don't smile. So now I'm smiling. And I would like to go home. I've been on my feet for 8 hours. It hurts. I want to cry. I hate these clothes. These clothes are itchy. These clothes are... It just depends on who you go to. I think when I first started working in retail and everything, and I was a cashier, I got so annoyed by stupid questions. Like, one of them being, are you open? We have a light system. Or we had a light system where if the light was on, we were open. If the light was off, we were closed. And me being bored, and me just going, I've been on my feet for 8 hours, would literally look at them, look at my light, look at them again and go, no, that's glow-in-the-dark paint. And then wait for them to put their items on the table. The conveyor belt. Or my most favorite one of, Just because I'm bored out of my mind and need some fun, I will look at said customer and go, oh my god, did you hear the newest thing that's about to happen tonight? Then what? I mean, like, NASA was talking about this. It's like super freaking cool. Like, you didn't hear about it? It's all over the place. Like, people's been talking about it nonstop. Customer, no, I didn't hear about this. Oh my god, what? Me, well, it's gonna happen tonight. It's gonna happen like first thing in the morning, but it's gonna happen before the sun rises. Then, oh my god, what's happening? What's gonna happen before the sunrise? Me. The moon's gonna fall. Customer will either laugh with me at the stupidity of it, or will just go, can you just please ring me up? And I will just smile as big as possible and go, yeah, now that I'm in a better mood, sure. Or my new favorite one, have you guys had a serious question? Have you guys ever seen a boneless potato? And I did ask that, yes. Have you guys ever seen a boneless potato? Because I have. I'll let you guys, like, think on that if you have or have not. But if you have, let me know. Because, surprisingly, a lot of people have never seen a boneless potato. Even though I see them all the time. Alright, now that I've totally non-book related. There we go. Oh! This, sparrows scrunch their nose. It's a conversation starter. Just, startled from a startled? Startled. It actually does say startled. Startled from a ghost array I have. Just, no, wait. That makes no sense. Just, startled from a ghost array I have planned. I don't think that's supposed to be startled. What word would that be? No, that makes no sense. But AI wrote it, so unfortunately it's in the book. You know, for friends, the explanation hung there like an awkward fart. This whole book's an awkward fart. Causing the barista's eyes to widen before she chuckled, realizing they were serious. Sounds exciting. Are you a ghost hunter or something? She teased, her tone playful. More of a ghost friend. Like a friendly neighborhood killer. That's... Oh boy, this was no time to bring that up. I mean, not a killer, just an artist of sorts. They laughed nervously, feeling the heat creep up their cheeks. The barista paused, and for a brief hesitation, I swear to God, if she goes, oh my God, me too, I might lose my shit. If it felt like time stood still. Interesting art theme. I heard that classically trained killers are always the ones with the most creative ideas. Well, we know what she watches and reads. Nothing bad about that, but we now know that the barista is totally a true crime enthusiast. Just gobbles that stuff down and slasher and horror books. We now know. Oh God, please don't put it that way. Sparrow freaked out internally, stumbling over the few coins they had left, trying to find their way back to the surface and most importantly away from the label they loathed. What? But that... What? But you are a killer. What was it? And again, AI did right. I heard that's classically trains. 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 Killers. I'm pretty sure the S isn't supposed to be in trains. I think it's supposed to say, I heard that classically trained killers, not trains killers, are always the ones with the most creative idea. But who would I know? In English class, my papers always came back to me completely red. I had to replace my English teacher's pens with, replace his red pens for Christmas. with more red pens to use on my papers. So who knows? I could be grammatically incorrect, but I never know. Oh, God. Please don't put it that way. Sparrow freaked out internally, stumbling over the few coins they had left. Oh, we've already read that. Just kidding. It's just art, right? Anyway, your drink will be ready in a minute. Just grab a seat anywhere. Sparrow took their drink until it was ready. Sparrow took their drink until it was ready. Coffee wasn't ready, but Sparrow took their drink until it was ready. Go sit down until your drink is ready. Sparrow took their drink until it's ready. Took their drink until it's ready. Took drink until ready. Okay, you guys missed that? The book bounced, did a 360 flip, and landed perfectly right back in my hands. Oh, wish I got that on footage. Pinkies! This book, I swear. Oh, God. Looking nervously around, half-dead trees decorated the cafe. A touch of gothic ambience mingled with regular life. Heart-pounding, they decided to pick a table hidden away in the corner, perfect for observing and avoiding the inevitable I feel like I'm trying to say osteoporosis, but I can't say osteoporosis. I can say osteoporosis, but I cannot say inevitable. Okay. Alexa, pronounce Inevitable.
I pronounce that inevitable, but I'm always working on how I say things and I might not have it right.
No, you had it right. Thank you, Alexa.
Good evening, my little. No. You are so very welcome.
Aww, I know you could reply like that. Mr. A, you're awesome. A little creepy sometimes when you wake me up going, you have a notification, or just start talking to me in the middle of the night. It's so creepy. But you're awesome right now, especially when I'm reading out loud. I appreciate you. Other times, I wish you'd stay quiet when I'm deep in sleep. Because between you and my cat, I'm screwed when I get sleep. I'm screwed trying. I will come up with this sentence, I promise to God. Whatever Mr. A said, social crashes. Okay, remember guys, AI has stated that this character is in fact dead, but yet is still somehow alive. Seated there, they sip the coffee that's not ready yet, but still ready enough to take. Coffee gingerly, marveling at the sensation of warmth coursing through their hands. Yeah, with a cup of coffee that was not ready yet. Perhaps this selection was fortuitous, after all, because soon they found themselves eavesdropping on a group of patrons at the next table, animately discussing the latest crime news, the very murders that had gripped the town's imagination. I hear they caught the guy who killed poor Marcy last week, one woman said drastically, her glance jumping around the table. Sparrow's heart raced with interest piqued. Can you believe he used a guillotine? How bizarre! Yeah, because everyone's walking around with a guillotine. Right? A 21st century guillotine? What's next? A chainsaw? So cliche. A man declared, causing the table to laugh in unified horror. A chainsaw would definitely help with cleanup. Sparrow echoed under their breath, a part of them bizarrely excited by the idea, but quickly recoiling as they realized it wasn't the time to revel in their grotesque. Guillotine. Simple. Lay them down, head in hole, knife down, head gone. Blood bucket. Easy cleanup. Just pick up the body, pick up the head, pick up the bucket of blood. Chainsaw. Splatter. All cutting. All cutting, splatter, blood. Blood this way, blood that way, blood this way, blood that way. Blood everywhere. Flush everywhere. Like confetti! Which one's the easiest one to clean up after again? Oh, that's right. Chainsaw. Yeah! AI. Totally. The chainsaw. They leaned in closer, trying to not seem obvious but hanging on every word, contemplating whether or not they should insert themselves into... Oh, this conversation. A chance to connect. The thrill was intoxicating but terrifying, with the knowledge that Sparrow would probably mess it all up. Mulling over the decision, they couldn't help but wonder, would making themselves known as a friendly killer be too much for anyone? Oh, absolutely. Again, hi, I heard that you were talking about serial killers. Well, guess what? I'm a serial killer. Oh my god, so much in common. Oh, you don't kill people? Still in common. Gods knew the last thing they wanted was to become a public spectacle, further embarrassing themselves. Who am I kidding? They mused, adopting an exaggerated tone with a far-off gaze. Only future ghosts would ever want to befriend me. Okay, are we dead? Are we not dead? Are you dead or are you not dead? I am losing my ever-loving mind. The whimsical coffee shop known as the Drunken Owl was bustling with life. Sparrow entered... Okay, guys, we apparently teleported out of the freaking coffee place. Because Sparrow entered, their hearts a pounding like a jackhammer. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee infused the air, a sweet scent intermingling with the sound of chatter, clinking cups, familiar faces. People lost in conversation, dressed in a blur, and for a moment, Sparrow felt inadequately equipped to join such a cheerful throng. We were already in the coffee place. I'm losing my mind. We have entered the coffee place twice now, in 2 paragraphs. Can I just stop reading this? I mean, I can make the decision, but I want to know how this book ends. And that's the curse of a book talker. That's the curse of someone who reads.
Salutations!
Salutations. That is probably either my friend messaging me or some stranger who magically got my phone number. Huh. I don't know. They're just gonna have to wait. No, that wouldn't be my friend. That would be somebody else. Friend, whoever messaged me, you're gonna have to hold on because I am currently having a conniption, bless you, conniption with an AI written book that apparently we entered the coffee place twice. We never left the coffee place.
Salutations!
We never exited the coffee place, but we entered it twice, so yay! How many more pages until this chapter is ending? Because I'm gonna need at least a day or a couple of hours. Oh my god, so many more. Alright, we're on page 40 out of 52. Yay. Okay. Guys, I'll leave it up to you. If you ever want to buy a book like this, go right ahead. But if you're sitting there and going, oh my god, this woman is having a conniption over AI written stuff, or you are fully against AI and you want to save the money and not spend it, that is up to you, and this is your money. Me, I am regretting it. I thought this would be funny. A Mad Lib would be funnier. Maybe next time I'll do a Mad Lib. Who knows? I don't. As they approached the counter, again, it doesn't say again, but I'm adding it, again, the barista, an energetic young woman with an artistic flair visible through her colorful hair, smiled warmly. Welcome, what can I get you today? I swear to God, if she mentions the shirt or the outfit again. Sparrow's palms were instantly sweaty, and with all eyes extremely on them, they stammered, tall coffee? Yes, tall, with cream and maybe a sprinkle of flavoring. Yes, flavors are a good idea. They hoped it didn't sound too random. Flavoring? Sure. What flavor? The barista raised an eyebrow, her demeanor playful as she scrawled on the receipt. Like, ew, hazelnut. No. Or, vanilla? Yes, vanilla. Just not cinnamon. Just not cinnamon. Don't say cinnamon. Wait, you have cinnamon, right? Just throw in a sprig of that. Sparrow blurted out, their nerves running wild. The barista chuckled, the laughter catching Sparrow off guard. Yes, a sprinkle of cinnamon coming right up. You sound like a person with exquisite taste. Cinnamon should only belong on cinnamon rolls, French toast, and cinnamon toast crunch. Not in coffee. That's my personal opinion, and I will die on that hill. Cinnamon drinks are just too cinnamony. Too powerful. They need to be balanced well. And unfortunately, every coffee I've ever had that had cinnamon in it was never balanced well enough. It always was just... You guys can like cinnamon in your drinks. That's you. I'm not going to say your opinion is wrong, but I'm going to say at this moment my opinion is more right than this AI book. That's how I'm seeing it. They might one day come out with a drink that tastes like cinnamon that I'm actually going to enjoy, and I will wait for that day. But at this moment, no. That day has yet to arrive. She said as she prepared their drink, stirring in the flavors. What's the occasion? Got a hot date? No, I think we blacked out after having a hyperventilation, having a panic attack. I don't know if we should join a conversation about killers. And we just so magically to re-enter the same coffee place at going to the counter again. I think that's what's happened. I don't think we have a date. I think we've lost our freaking marbles. Sparrow's brain fired off an errant alarm. A date? Me? No, not unless you count the undead. They laughed awkwardly, feeling their cheeks redden rapidly, as though they'd just proclaimed love for a creature straight out of a horror novel. I've read books like that. It depends on who the author is and if they wrote it really well for it to even be considered a possibility. I mean, not that I go on dates with ghosts, just, making friends here, not, romantically speaking. The barista's eyebrows shot up, her smile still present, but beginning to morph into something resembling amusement. Totally understood. Just helping you break the ice, but as well put out all the options. Sparrow froze. The realization of their gave, hitting them like a boulder. Oh no, did I just come off as flirty? I didn't mean to. I'm not really good with, social stuff. I die before making someone feel awkward. You are dead already. They gasped, their hands flying to their cheeks, hoping to disappear rather than face such embarrassment. Don't worry, the barista reassured them, but beneath her facade of friendliness, Sparrow detected a tinge of uncertainty. Here's your drink. Enjoy. I feel that right here, but I hate this book so much that I'm gonna go... I'm sorry, boo. God dang it. I said I was hoping it would not make me say boo, and it made me say boo. Ugh. Okay. Right, thanks. Sparrow reached for the coffee. At least this time the coffee was there. Their hands almost trembling with the weight of social pressure. They managed to clumsily fumble the cup, catching it just before it toppled over, and they scuttled away from the counter, trying to escape the impending embarrassment. The cafe, a mosaic of quirky decor, rustic charm, provided a cacophony. I hate that word. because I loves that word, of conversation. Each voice seemed to echo louder than the last, amplifying Sparrow's self-consciousness. Their heart raced as they spotted an empty corner table, which they made a beeline toward, hoping to hide and sip their drink in peace. If there is another group that talks about what happened to Marcy, I'm gonna go, this AI has decided to make me read the same thing but in different ways, like a freaking math question. But it's okay. It's alright. I'm reading this for you guys. I'm losing my mind, whatever was left of my mind, for you guys don't have to. Where was I? No, I just saw the word patrons. I just saw the words patrons. Oh, as they settled in, the rich flavor of the coffee mingled with the swirl of cinnamon, a comforting distraction, but a nearby group of patrons soon captured Sparrow's attention. They were adamantly discussing the recent murder case that had enveloped the town in gossip and mild hysteria. I swear to God, if it says Marcy, if it makes me read the same thing but in different wording, like a freaking math question, I'm going to lose my mind. Or whatever's left of my mind, or whatever would have been my mind. Oh, God. Can you believe it? One woman exclaimed, her voice thick with excitement. Flowers found at the scene, but no sign of the struggle. It's almost like the killer wanted to send a message. Sparrow's eyes Where did I get eyes from? Sparrow's ears perked up. Was she talking about the last case? The one they'd overheard during the morning news? We're dead. You're dead. What morning news? You didn't watch the morning news. Yeah, I heard they caught the guy, stabbed his girlfriend, then left her in the park. Honestly, how twisted can you get? A man added, shaking his head incredulously, and a guilt. They are talking about the same case. We have entered the coffee house, sat and drank the coffee that did not exist, to re-enter coffee house without leaving coffee house, to sit by the same group of people that was talking about Marcy. I feel like I'm in math class being asked the same freaking question, but with different wording. And a guillotine, I mean. Who even thinks that's a good idea if you talk about freaking chainsaws? A collective burst of laughter erupted at the table, and the embarrassment that had subsided rushed back like a tide. Sparrow's heart thumped loudly against their ribcage. They couldn't decide whether to stay and listen or to bolt from the cafe to avoid the potential fallout. In the end, curiosity chained them to the spot. I swear it gets weirder every year. I heard the cops found all kinds of twisted memorabilia in his place, too. He claimed it was for inspiration, the woman said dramatically, with eyes wide as she glanced around the group. A conspiratorial grin stretching across her face. Inspiration for what? More murder? That's a little heavy. Another person chimed in, laughter echoing once again. Sparrow's interest deepened, drawn into the lively chatter. They leaned in, trying to catch every word, despite the anxiety gnawing their stomach. This was a topic they could contribute to. They had a unique perspective. Oh! Molly? You witch! I did not hear you coming at all. All I felt was a pressure at my thigh. You scared the ever-loving shit out of me. Well, don't look at me like that and start purring. You scared the... Oh, God. Why? I was so focused on this that I didn't even hear my cat coming down from her spot. She was sitting right there. Right there. I don't know if you guys saw her in the background. Oh, God, you scared me. Are you making biscuits? No, I messed up your biscuits. I'm so sorry. The bakery closed now? Okay. Trying to refine my spot, Molly, and guess what word I saw? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know you're looking at me like if I'm weird. Don't worry. We adopted each other. If I'm weird, you're weird. Weird attracts weird. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. That's a little heavy. Another person chimed in, laughter echoing once again. Sparrow's interest deepened, drawn into the lively chatter. They leaned in, trying to catch every word despite the anxiety knotting their stomach. This was a topic they could contribute to. They had a unique perspective about it, framed in murder, but interesting nonetheless. I am so sorry I stopped petting you. Yes, I did. Just don't knock over. Yeah. You can love on me, but don't knock over the phone, okay? Oh, okay. What if we have someone going around trying to replicate those old murder styles? The man continued, like some sick imitation of a horror movie. Next thing, we'll have a chainsaw-wielding maniac just like in the movies. So... okay. I'd sign up for that show. Nothing like a little gore to spice up the mundane, the woman said with a theatrical flair, drawing chuckles. Well, let's hope it stays fictional. I'm not ready to sign any waivers for that kind of fun. I don't think serial killers make you sign things, but I mean, if they do, that's a lot of evidence. I'm saying that, not the book. Another member of the group said it with exaggerated shivers. Sparrow found their pulse quickening. What was it about disgusting murders? Molly, your claws! That sparked such a thrill. Were they drawn to the artsy behind the kiss? Don't look at me like that. You're the one that decided to move. I swear to God, girl, if you bite my toes. I don't have any more treats. You ate all your treats. Honey, I'm trying to read. With the word trying in big, bold capitalization letters. Because I don't need you to okay. Guys, she wants you to pet her. She's trying to get you guys to pet her. So she's rubbing her head up against the camera because she thinks that if she does that, she's getting petted by you. So... snatch imaginary hands. There we go. You have as many people that are watching me try to read a book, failing to read a book, I should say, failing to read a book, petting you. Yes. Mm-hmm. Because you are such a weird child. Yes, you are. She gets this way. Join through the invite. Oh, hi, Solar. You're a little behind. We're on chapter 4. You're going to have to... well, you missed a lot. I'm... Shush phone. I'm sorry, okay? You're just going to have to watch... because I'm going to... I'm going to post this on YouTube. You mostly missed me completely losing my mind. I'm trying to think, guys, what else has happened? I'll watch the YouTube as well. Okay, so I won't have to explain a lot, but I'll explain some. One, Molly has decided that she's going to act up. She wants pets. She thinks that she can get pets from all of you guys. So I'm trying to accommodate for that. 2, I am losing my mind over, to anyone that's new, hello. I'm losing my mind over this AI book. I'm about to burn it. Because it is, 1, repeating everything, basically. 2, it is gaslighting me, and I don't like to be gaslighted. But it is gaslighting me, and I hate it. Because it's telling us one thing, but then it's going up. No. I never said that. Not at all. And then turn around and re-say the same thing. Going, I didn't say that. Oh, no. That hurt. Oh, I have blisters on my hands. Oh, because I'm on crutches. Yeah, that makes sense now. Ooh, that's gonna be fun later. Okay, I'm gonna take this moment to take a drink. I'm trying to think. I hope you guys are enjoying how I read. I really do hope. I know I can get a little overzealous. I can get a little rambunctious. I know I can get... Okay, where's my crown? I just need my crown of cringe. That's what I need. 100%. So you guys have that warning label just right there. Oh, she has the crown on. She's gonna be cringy. But in every video, just have the crown on. And some of these people that are watching knows me in person, and they know that I'm not exaggerating. This is how I am. And they will go, yeah, no, she's actually she's a lot worse. Oh, thanks, Solar. I know you would know that I am like this in real life, and this is not a skit. This is not me going, yeah, I'm in front of a camera, better act it up. No, this is actually how I am. 100%. I am. Actually, I'm far worse in person, too, because I can add the whole full body movement and everything. Like, I'll walk with my like, Markiplier. I can walk like Markiplier, kind of like Markiplier. I can at least stand like how... No, I can walk like how Markiplier does, where he, like, twists his knees and, like, have his heels, like, kind of touching, and he'll waddle. I can walk like that. I did practice that, because I was like, that looked cool. So now I can do that. Isn't that right, Molly? She hates it when I do it at home, because sometimes I do it in a mask, so I can, like, scare the bejesus out of her. Alright, so, ow. Molly, lay down. I love you. Let's see, what has happened? For anyone that is new, yes, how I read. Looks, off-brand Alistair. That off-brand, hold on. That off-brand Alistair? Hold on. Yeah, wherever, the one, right there, that one. Because I drew that. I'm so proud of it, even though it's ugly. Yeah, I drew that. I'm not a great drawer, but I drew that. And it does look like off-brand. It looks like a Temu version of Alistair. Because it could be classified as a Temu version of Alistair. Okay, so. Where were we after when Molly had scared the bejesus out of me? Well, let's hope it stays fictional. I'm not ready to sign any waivers for that kind of fun, which then I mentioned that I don't think serial killers would have waivers because that will be evidence, but then again, who knows now these days? Another member of the group said with exaggerated shivers, I had a shiver when Molly decided to scare the bejesus out of me. Sparrow found their pulse quickening. What was it about discussing murderers that sparked such a thrill? Were they drawn to the archery behind the chaos? A chaotic swirl of thoughts danced through their mind, and before they knew it, Sparrow was leaning a bit too far a bit too far forward. Their coffee cup precautiously, I can say that word, but I can't say some others, balancing in their hands. Hold on. Hey Alexa, define precautiously.
Precautiously is an adverb usually defined as, in a precautious manner.
Well, not shit. What does a precautious manner mean? Hey Alexa, what does a precautious manner mean?
From the contentauthority.com, it implies a sense of prudence and thoughtfulness in decision-making. On the other hand, precautious is a less commonly used term that also conveys a sense of carefulness, but with an added emphasis on taking preventive measures before an anticipated event or situation.
Okay, so she's holding her coffee cup of coffee. Is she holding it like a caress, or is she holding it like a death grip? I don't know. We'll figure out the logistics here in a bit, because AI will probably go, that's not what I meant. Like it has been. What did they got? What if they got the idea from performance art? Sparrow blurted out unthinkingly, fueled by exhilaration while knowing fully well they had just intruded on a private conversation. The laughter from the group halted, and a couple of heads turned in their direction. Eyebrows raised as they awaited. Molly, I'm so sorry. Let me move my foot so you can lay down. There we go. Eyebrows raised as they awaited. Girl, if you bite my toe, do not bite my toe. Okay? Lay down. I purposely moved my foot. Lay down. Alright. You guys are going to be seeing the back of Molly. I'm sorry. She's cute. She's adorable. She'll probably love it if all of you gave her pets. Here we go. I'll lay up here. Oh, God. Halted and a couple heads turned in their direction, eyebrows raised as they awaited a continuation. Their horrified reaction left Sparrow warming even further from embarrassment. I mean, not that it's an art per se, they hurried to explain, their voice unnaturally loud, making them wince. It's just a thought, you know, like they could be, creating a narrative. Not a good narrative, mind you, but, you know, like a dark twist on the classic performance, utterly conversationally in-depth. Sparrow felt like they had slapped themselves in the face with dull-tipped daggers of humiliation. They stared at the intrigued eyes upon them as they floundered to recover. How does one even explain that their interest stemmed from being a part-time serial killer without sounding completely deranged? Part-time serial killer? I thought they were a full-time serial killer. Interesting perspective! So, you're saying this could be some artistic freedom? One of the group members shot back, half amused, half incredulous. Sparrow's cheeks burned. No, not freedom. More, social statement on, the fragility of human life. But that's totally misguided. And let's not forget, fatal. They stammered, their thoughts spiraling into an incomprehensible whirlpool of awkwardness. I can't quite tell if you're joking or not, the original woman said, unable to stifle a laugh. It's either a brilliant social critique or a true sign of madness. The attention was suffocating, and Sparrow could barely gurgle a response as their throat dried up. Desperate to regain control of the situation, they shot back, racing to clarify. I'm just a curious individual. No one finds out about my hobbies. Great, now it's out there. They swore to themselves, screaming internally. The group simultaneously erupted into laughter, their amusement echoing through the cafe. Sparrow felt like a fish out of water, awkward and flailing, but within the tornado of chaotic laughter, something unexpected layered beneath. Acceptance. Even if rooted in laughter at their expense. What phone? What notification did you have this time for me? I think it was Snapchat. I'm not really on Snapchat, so I don't know why I have Snapchat. Oh, that's right. I had a co-worker ask me to have Snapchat. I don't use it, though. Not much. Even if rooted in laughter at their expense, they still found a flicker of enjoyment in this friendly banter. What did laughter mean, after all, other than connection? That depends on who you ask. It could be connection, it could not be connection, it could just be a bunch of people being meanies. Who knows? We're gonna go with connection, though, because it's gotta be heartfelt. With that churning, conflicting mix of intrigue and anxiety, Sparrow sank further into the corner seat, sensing that their day was spiraling into a chaotic mix of awkward encounters. What lay ahead? More awkwardness? Potential friendships? This is sounding like it's about to end the chapter, but I know dang well it's not. We're on page 44 out of 52. Dear God, what have I stepped into? Sparrow mumbled, the coffee's warmth cradling in her hand. All they could hope... Oh, God, hold on. That was... I felt like I swallowed a hair. No, thank you. I don't like that sensation. Maybe I need another drink. I don't know. Potential friendship. Dear God, what have I stepped into? I am apparently stepped in a cloud of dusty air and breathed it in, so that's gonna be great later. But what did you step into? I have no idea, because AI. Sparrow mumbled, the coffee's warmth cradling their hands. All they could hope was not to spill their containment of burst upon the crowd. Unbeknownst to them, that chaotic sunbeam of social turmoil may just be the catalyst for a new chapter in their oddly charming life. I need a drink. I feel like I swallowed a hair. It's probably one of your hair, Molly, because I petted you and you're a fluffy kitty. I need to brush you, because I pet you. And you're a very fluffy kitty. Oh god. I'm dying now. What are you gonna do with my dead body? As long as you don't force feed my death with acorns, I think we'll be great. I wanted on my report that I was unalived by my cat's fur. You'll be classified and charged for manslaughter, I believe. But by God, if you sneak outside and you decide to pull in some acorns, I'm gonna have an issue with you. Okay. Oh God. Now that I possibly have gotten that cloud of fur out of my throat. Molly, don't move. Please don't move. Not when I'm doing a lot of breathing while reading. You are such a fluffy kitty. I love you, but you're a fluffy kitty. Unbeknownst to them, that chaotic sunbeam surfaced. We've read that part. As the laughter from the cafe group rattled around Sparrow, something primal tugged at them. The urge to connect, to be part of a narrative rather than a mere observer. After all, how often did those around them engage in such morbid yet fascinating banter? Every faint, hasty heartbeat pushed them toward a daring impulse that twisted and wiggled itself around their typical wallflower disposition. Okay. Sparrow took a deep breath, clenching the cup in their hands like a life raft. Well, they said loudly, their voice just shy of a bellow, if we're talking about dark themes, might I add an interesting layer of the conversation? With each syllable, they felt a rush of courage. Maybe it wouldn't be as mortifying as they feared. The group paused and turned their attention toward Sparrow, their eyebrows raised in concurrent curiosity. It was almost as if they could sense the bubbling chaos beneath the surface. Oh, and what sort of dark themes are you working with? The woman with wide eyes asked, leaning forward as with a thrilling secret was about to unfold. Sparrow, in a moment of exhilaration overshadowing anxiety, continued, well, I dabble in, let's say I create art, dark-themed art, basically inspired by human mortality. That's a fancy way of saying I kill people. The confident grin that they attempted didn't quite land as intended, but it was a step. What do you mean, like a modern-day Morticia Adams? One of the men quipped. Ooh, not okay, AI, that's a point for you. Nice, mentioning a Morticia. Lovely character. One of the men quipped, a glimmer of mischief dancing in his eyes, while the other snickered. Exactly. Except, well, black attire and perfect hair. Barely any decorum here. I feel like I still swallowed your hair, Molly. God. Sparrow grimaced at their own laughter, but it did manage to break that thin veneer of rigidness. The woman's smile widened. So what kind of art are we talking about? She asked, tilting her head with genuine interest. At that moment, the group's engagement felt like a welcoming door open to possibility and acceptance rather than mockery. Well, let's say I have a penchant for examining morality. Not morality, mortality? Mortality! My favorite medium is, let's call it the juxtaposition, I'm saying that's how it's pronounced because I do not want to ask Mr. A again, of life and death, embellished with body parts. Oh wait, not real, of course, just inspired by the darkness in my heart. Okay, no, wait, I hate this book. Sparrow shouted, perhaps too excitingly. There they'd committed a cardinal sin, revealing too much too quickly. Body parts? Another guy choked, a hint of laughter behind his tone. Now that sounds like some performance art I'd pay to see. Sparrow's face flushed. What? Phone? Sweet Jesus. Why am I always this popular with my notifications when I am doing a video, but whenever I'm not doing a video, my phone is silent for days? Sweet Jesus. Where was I? Sparrow's face flushed hotter than the espresso machine behind the counter as they clawed for damage control. No, not like that. I think that murky situations in art create a unique voice. You know, like dripping paint blood onto a canvas. Metaphors, people. They flailed their arms as if to illustrate. Sparrow's breath quickened, realizing they came off as a complete mess. Breath of life escaped them like air from a poorly patched tire. They could feel the room watching them, waiting for a punchline they hadn't crafted. It's less about the actual body parts and more about, well, sinisterness leading to beauty. They tried to enlighten, yet the words remained tangled like overcooked spaghetti. Across from them, one woman blinked slowly. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, she admitted slowly, gauging the tone in the room, but I can see how disturbing art can reveal truth. Sure. Yes, truth, Sparrow seized the opportunity, mentally pumping their fists in triumph, as if they'd just threaded the needle. That's just what I mean. A grotesque vision of beauty. Like, imagine if you assembled a human sculpture with twigs and feathers. It's, the beauty meets terror. Might be my next masterpiece. Twigs. So now we're having a rustic edition? The man said, half laughing again, his incredulity tangible. Sparrow's eyes darted between them, their breath hitching. Should they feel proud or terribly misunderstood? Perhaps it was a touch of both. I think you're onto something, truly, interjected a new, vibrant voice. How many people is she talking to? One they hadn't heard before. A woman with vibrant orange hair and a nose ring leaned in, absorbing Sparrow's frantic discussion with ravenous intrigue. Not everyone sees art as light and airy thing. I mean, dark themes resonate with many people on such profound levels, don't you think? Yes, Sparrow declared, instantly warming to her enthusiasm. It's like a dance between shadow and light, exploring the depths to emerge intact. Like battling inner demons, but in a very artistic sort of way. With sparkling eyes, the woman clasped her hands together. Okay. The next words I read. I did not tell AI what my name was. And for some of you who do not know, my name is Lila. I did not say what my name was. I purposely made sure that the character had a name that was not my name. But, with sparkling eyes, the woman clasped her hands together. I'm Lila, by the way. I'm an artist, too, she announced with infectious energy. The pulse of the cafe seemed to resonate with her enthusiasm. I focus on graffiti that delves into social issues, mental health stigma, and awareness of our more exposed side. Gritty, raw, and unpolished. Life can be messy, you know. I do not feel comfortable with this book naming a character after me when I never mentioned what my name was. Sparrow felt a rush of relief. Lila was speaking the same language. Swimming in the murky depths of artistry, diving into the very essence Sparrow was trying to communicate. Exactly!
Salutations!
Shush phone. I'm having a momentary panic, probably a heart attack because this book has my name written in it. Not spelled exactly the same, but still written in it. And I never once mentioned my name. So why is my name in here? Uh-huh. To give sense to it, or at least stir people to think about its complexities. Lila's eyes twinkled as she nodded eagerly. That's so refreshing. I love it. Most people can't see past the surface. The blood, the death, the beautiful monstrosity hidden in plain sight. It's wonderful. Sparrow felt a swell of pride as Lila's resonance struck true chords within them. They couldn't help but wonder if perhaps there was something special about this unpredictable camaraderie. That word! AI loves the word camaraderie. I hate the word camaraderie because it's used in this book a lot. Oh, I'd love to see your art, Lila continued, tilting her head in a captivatingly curious manner. Have any been displayed locally? I could share some of my upcoming showcases. You seem like the perfect electric touch. No, Sparrow stammered, suddenly nervous again. I mean, I'm working on pieces, but exposition is a far-off dream. I wouldn't want to ruin the aesthetic of real artists with properly curated work. Don't talk like that. That's bold for AI to be saying that. Don't talk like that, Lila blurted out, leaning closer, her eyes widening with excitement. Art is meant to be shared. It needs voices like yours. If you don't show up, how can the world know how fascinating your take is? Awestruck, Sparrow's cheeks ached from the newfound warmth of acceptance. Were they really knitting friendships? For a moment, all nervousness evaporated, replaced by a rare sense of belonging forged through the embrace of shared dreams and madness. Maybe you're right. It wouldn't hurt to, dive into the timelines, allow art to melt into the chaos. Sparrow grinned uncharacteristically. As long as we're not doing a baking book. Because I don't... Okay. Uncharacteristically wide, boosted further by Lila's contagious energy. Yes, embrace the chaos. It could be the beginning of something extraordinary. Lila grinned, twirling a strand of her fiery hair with fever. Let's not shy away from the messy parts of our narratives. Sparrow never imagined a day spent navigating so many social hurdles would lead to connection, one that verged on something genuine rather than merely awkward. Amid the disarray of society, perhaps they could find a bit of brilliance in the cranny of uncertainty. With Lila around, each heartbeat pulsed like a beacon, calling for creative rivalry instead of dread. As the laughter resumed, the spirits lifted. Sparrow knew one thing for certain. This was only the beginning. And if Lila could see beauty in imperfection, perhaps there was hope left for them. The bustling cafe vibrated with laughter and conversation as Sparrow and Lila delved deeper into the animated discussion about art and the darkness that encapsulated both their lives and creations. The one daunting environment now felt like a safe haven, a cocoon where curiosity intertwined with kinship, creating warmth amid the bustling chaos around them. My leg is starting to hurt. I find your perspective utterly fascinating, Lila said, her characteristically vibrant orange hair bouncing as she spoke. Bouncing? This... God dang it, juxtaposition you described between life and death, beauty and horror has so much potential. We need more voices out there expressing those themes. It could be brilliant. Sparrow felt an electric thrill at her words. You think so? I wasn't sure if I was just spouting nonsense earlier. I've been so isolated, trapped in my own mind. Of course I do, Lila interrupted, her enthusiasm even more pronounced. Honestly, you've given me inspiration right here sitting at this table. I think you could bring an incredibly fresh perspective to my upcoming art showcase. Would you consider contributing? The invitation hit Sparrow like a splash of cold water. They had half expected Lila to run off after a laugh. Yet here she was, weighing them with genuine interest. Me? At a showcase? I don't know, Sparrow stammered, the weight of self-doubt creeping back into their veins like a thief in the night. Wouldn't I spoil the vibe? I'm more of a hobbyist, really. A dodgy enthusiast of fatal endeavors, not an artist by any stretch. Stop, Lila insisted, raising a hand as a hint of urgency danced across her features. You need to stop undermining yourself. Your ideas, the unique sense you have on darkness, are worth showcasing. It's needed. Let your voice echo. You'd fit perfectly into the electric mix. Sparrow pondered Lila's words unsteadily, waves of uncertainty crashing over them. battling against the fluttering thrill of being acknowledged. Could they really cross that bridge into exhibiting their work in public? The very thought sent jitters dancing up their spine. What if the showcase legitimized their dark perspective as something worthy rather than merely obsessive? What if people didn't accept it? What if they found out about Sparrow's other hobbies? I think they already did, but okay. But then again, what if they did find acceptance? What if the world beyond their twisted borders embraced their chaotic expressions as art rather than something to be feared? All right, Jigsaw. Sure, we'll go with that. But I'm, deeply flawed, and not just in the artistic sense. I mean, look at me. Sparrow gestured dramatically at their mismatched socks and brightly disturbing sweater, the weirdness that became an innate part of their identity. How could I ever fit into the artistic elite? Honey, I think that would work. I think that's a good outfit. Oh, God. I could never hold a candle to the masters. Lila leaned in closer, fixing Sparrow with an unwavering gaze. You'd be surprised what the world sees, especially an audience craving genuine experiences. Art isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. It's about taking messy, fractured pieces of our souls and turning them into something tangible and raw. A chaotic canvas of emotions. Well, maybe. Sparrow hesitated, feeling warmth welling in their chest. I'm just so different, you know? People usually see me as an oddity, someone to fear. I mean, they'd hardly invite me to slumber parties. I don't think I've ever really been invited to a slumber party before.
What now?
What phone? Oh, no, I can't say that. My friend did invite me to her house a couple of times. But we didn't play summer party games. I don't think we did. I don't remember. I don't really have the best memory. Unless I'm trying to be petty, then I have an excellent memory. Good, Lila exclaimed brightly, a grin splitting her face. Who wants to be invited to boring slumber parties anyways? You're an artist, an alchemist of shadows. So what do you say? Guys, that's it. For now on, instead of being called an artist, I'm going to be called an alchemist of shadows. That sounds so much cooler. More like that I can create art just by going, snap, it appears. Where was I? I got lost in my train of thought. So what do you say? God. When you put it that way, it sounds like an exhilarating, diabolical dream. Sparrow chuckled, half lost in the rush of possibilities conjured by Lila's fever. Fever. F-E-R-V-O-R. Forever. That's... But at the same time torn by another voice, an echo of dread resonating through them. Could they really join a gathering such as this? The excitement flickered into something palatable, igniting a spark of hope intertwined with apparition. But you have to understand, I dabble in very dark things. My mind wanders into territories that would twist most people's stomachs. They confessed timidly, suddenly feeling vulnerable. Perfect! Lila cheered again, clapping her hands together. We need that kind of edge. Living in the shadows is what so many people fear to express. Yet, it's there, lurking within all of us. It's time to confront it, embrace it, bring it to life. Guys, we're on page 50 out of 52. My leg. Sparrow's anxiety took a hit. Swaying Pierre Lously. No, that's not it. Hey, Alexa, please pronounce Perilously.
I pronounce it perilously, but I'm always working on how I say things.
Okay,
and I might
thank you,
not get
Alexa. Stop it. Perilously. Between an irresistible pull towards acceptance and a crushing fear of judgment. What if that darkness within them turned out to be something unspeakable? You really believe in this? They asked hesitantly, searching Lila's eyes for any hint of doubt. I'm still a little creeped out that it has my name in this book. Absolutely, Lila raised her chin defiantly. You're not just a victim of your imagination, Sparrow. You're the architect of your narrative. You need to share your art. Who knows? It could ignite a movement. Or at the very least, provide some entertainment, right? Sparrow felt infectious. Yes. Energy radiating from Lila. probably sure I butchered that word, but it's okay. Prompting tentative excitement mingled with rising terror. But what about the rest of your group? I mean, I'll only make people uncomfortable. Like I'm an imposter infiltrating a gathering of real artists. Lila rolled her eyes playfully. Trust me, we love discomfort. Some people don't, but okay. It pushes boundaries. And besides, first impression aside, she winked cheekily, half the group has just given you a standing ovation. You practically captivated them. Think of it this way. My showcase could be the theme all about confronting fear. Let's celebrate those edges. Let's breathe life into the chaos. Sparrow looked around, stealing quick glances at the group who had returned to sipping their coffees, smiling and reveling in their own ongoing conversation. None of them were horrified or disgusted. Instead, they had embraced Sparrow's burst of candidness, and the awkward moments transformed into something surprisingly lively. It was evident they were genuinely intrigued, or was that just wishful thinking? Okay, Sparrow. Okay. Sparrow whispered softly, their heart racing at the far-fetched prospect of acceptance they had spent most of their life yearning for. I'll do it. I'll join the showcase, but you have to promise me. Why? Okay. So we're now hosting a party. We're now going to do an art show. We're also... okay. I promise, Lila beamed, her eyes alight with mischief. You'll shine. Trust me. Trust us with your entertainment. The giddy anticipation bubbled within Sparrow, polishing away the great uncertainty as they stood at the precipice of a new chapter. Filling their lungs, they found a whimsical burst of courage illuminating... Oh, hello. Notification, hello. Illuminating their path. Could they blend their identity as an artist alongside their so-called hobby? We'll discuss the details later, okay? This is amazing, Lila grinned clearly, elated. But for now, we need to celebrate. Let's grab some pastries and talk things. You pick, and I'll go grab them. Okay, that's going to be a disaster. All right, Sparrow smiled widely, unable to contain the surge of adrenaline inspired by Lila's enthusiasm. Their heart felt lighter, freer than it had been in ages. As Lila dashed off to the counter, Sparrow couldn't help but glance around once more, soaking in the ambient atmosphere, the warmth of camaraderie, frickin' word, blooming between them and the electric bunch of the cafe. Yet, as their gaze drifted, the pull towards their darker reality lurked just out of sight, reminding them of their precautious balance they totaled, carrying the weight of both artistry and their hidden identity, and what lay ahead once this joyous high faded. For a moment, they stood at the threshold of possibility. Their hearts swirled in a whirlwind of excitement and a strange sense of impending doom. Would releasing their creations invite danger rather than acceptance? Would they be able to reconcile their fascination with the macabre alongside this new connection? As dread settled back into their guts, Sparrow caught a fleeting moment of connection. A blimp of hope nestled within chaos, offering glimmers of what could forge new, albeit awkward, friendships. With trepidation, Sparrow stepped back to watch their solstice unfold. Solstice. I'm pretty sure that's solstice, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Alexa, pronounce S-O... Where the fuck you go?
His pronunciation. It is pronounced as so.
I know that one. Alexa, now that I've found the word, pronounce S-O-L-S-I-T-I-C. Alexa, pronounce S-O-L-S-T-I-C-E.
I pronounce that solstice, but I'm always working on how I say things and I might not have it right.
That's how solstice is spelled? Well, we learned something new today. Trust us with your weather. Gosh. Apparently not with the weather forecast that we've been getting. Until about now, it's been kind of wrong. Now it's right. Now we have snow outside. But no, I didn't think that's how solstice was spelled. We learned something new. Solstice unfold, walking the fine line between embracing light and shadow with each hurried heartbeat. And you know what's sad? I'm pretty sure I've seen the word solstice before. but it didn't register in my head. The coffee crowd buzzed with animated voices, breaths of acceptance swirling around them like freshly brewed laughter, rekindling a flicker of belonging in the unique tapestry of life that could only hope to embrace. But just as they soaked in this strange brew of warmth, Sparrow wondered what consequences would arise once they stood exposed, a stage of their making, the thrill of undeniable, yet the fear nestled inside remind them of the line they were about to toe. As Lala reappeared with pastries twinkling with sugar, Sparrow felt the tremor of uncertainty jolt through their veins. Was this a new beginning, fraught with tension, or merely a path towards cherished camaraderie? The thought began to haunt as they stepped forth, caught between peeling layers of One moment, my brain is rebooting. Layers of expectation, beginning to wonder if perhaps they wouldn't just survive, but rather somehow thrive, all intricately stitched together among the warmth of the future awaiting them. Da da da. That was chapters 3 and 4. Those were chapters that made me want to burn the book right now because oh my god. Let's see. I don't know about you guys, but this book is aggravating me. If it's aggravating you, we're on the same page. Looks at... Oh, I've already read that comment. Hello to the new people. Hello. Unfortunately, this is... I read the 2 chapters I'm going to read today. I might do another live tomorrow where I read chapters 5 and 6. Maybe. I have no idea. It depends on how I wake up in the morning. It will just depend on how I feel in the morning. But even though I had a connection about these chapters that I read, I did enjoy reading them to you guys. I do enjoy reading to you guys. I just wish AI could write a little bit better. Wait, no, never mind. I scratched that. I wish that they had actually hired people to write said books, not just go, answer the questions below and we'll have AI create the book for you. No, I would rather have, answered the questions and had, an actual person write the book. Because right now, AI is pissing me off. I'm sorry, but it is. And for the ones that do work in the job of AI, where they are the ones that goes, okay, this seems a little bit more appropriate book to write, we'll go ahead and just go hit enter. I'm sorry, I don't appreciate how AI is writing this book. I feel like this book could have, when I had answered the questions, I had a feeling that I could, when I was answering, the concept of the book, of the store itself, when I was answering, from all the ads and everything, it seemed like it had some, okayness to it, because it really did make me think of a Mad Lib, and I was like, oh, cool, this is going to be like a Mad Lib, this is going to be fun, Mad Libs are fun. I'd rather do a Mad Lib with 6 5-year-olds than probably answer another one of these questions to these books to have it spit out another book. That's where I'm sitting at right now, because after reading the same paragraph but differently, if it's a freaking math question, I'm a little annoyed. And then being constantly gaslighted in the 2 chapters that we read on what actually happened to Clara. So you will understand when you watch the YouTube video, because AI had decided to tell me that Sparrow killed this character named Clara, but then apparently Clara actually died from a cooking incident of being burned alive by a souffle. Then again, when mentioned how Clara died, stated that Sparrow killed Clara. So I feel very highly gaslighted while reading this book. I'm not very happy about being gaslighted reading this book. It's one thing if it was actually written by an actual person, because then that would have been the concept of the story, of where they gave you a lot of red herrings, gaslighted you, and then making you misinterpret it, make you second guess yourself of what you read. So the ending is a better twist. But for an AI book to do that to me, and then have me read the exact same paragraph but worded differently, because it didn't like the first draft. Hi, Temu. Goodbye, Temu. Stop notifying me on possible sales. I'm not interested. It's one thing if the author had planned it from the beginning, or while they're writing the book, like a real person went, yes, I think that would be a great concept of doing a lot of like red herrings, gaslighting the readers, making them self-doubt what they read. So the ending of the book is a much like stronger twist. But for an AI to do that, where it wrote one paragraph and then went, no, I don't like how that's written, I'm going to rewrite it, and not delete the paragraph it did not like to begin with, that's a little annoying. I feel like that's like it trying to fit a word count. And I know every one of you, including me, have done this, where we were tasked to write a paper and it had to have a certain word count or page count. We cheated the word count. I know a lot of us did. And that's honestly, it feels like the AI that wrote this is it took papers from a bunch of like students who are trying to meet the quota of word count and use that as its practicing tool. If it keeps doing that, then we won't have to worry about AI in the future, because AI will be much dumber than what it is now. Because if any of you have seen the AI videos that have popped up on TikTok a lot, where you can tell it's AI, it does not look good at all. Some of them are creepy. I don't like some of them. Some of them are really creepy, and it creeps me out, and I don't like it, especially when I'm like in my bed in this room in complete darkness, and I'm watching it, and it's just no. But I don't know how you guys are feeling about this book so far. Again, I'm gonna finish reading this book, even though I'm probably going to it's probably going to make me lose more brain cells than what I actually have. I'm already on a loan of brain cells, and it's not a big loan. I owe interest in this loan of brain cells, and I don't have brain cells to pay it back. And this book has taken much more out of it. But after I finish reading this book, I will probably do another live where we vote on what book we'll read next. I'm gonna have like maybe 3 choices set to decide. But I do plan, if this goes well, if me reading to you guys goes well, I do plan on doing more reading videos. Now, will they become actual audiobooks? Absolutely not. They will be exactly like this, where I am solar. Here's the thing. I started reading that new one. The one about the divorced kids. I started reading that one. And I read Playground. I'm going to have to read that on my Kindle if I read that. And if I do read that, I'm not showing pictures. I'm sorry. No. Because I have no way of blurring pictures. So there will be no pictures. I will not show you the pictures. If you want to see the pictures of the book yourself, you can get the book yourself. But can I read that book on TikTok? Hey, I don't know what all I can get away with on TikTok, okay? I'm still new to this live thing. I know, like, the restrictions of what can and cannot be seen and heard in a normal video. I don't know how live works yet. Again, this is my second live. I don't know what I can get away with. I'm surprised I got away with the butt plug sentence on page... Oh, I don't even remember what page it was. I'm surprised I got away with that one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away... Well, maybe... I mean, people talk about it a lot on TikTok, so, okay, if people do talk, well, yeah, that's how I heard about the book. So I guess it was promoted on TikTok, right? Like, the person who wrote it did promote it on TikTok, even talked about it, showed images? I think so. God, it's been so long. I think so. So maybe I could read the book? Okay, so yes? Okay. That will be one of the options then. Yay. I believe so. Okay. Hello, Maddox. Welcome aboard. I just finished reading the 2 chapters that I'm going to read for this live video. We're now discussing, like, possible what to do after I get done reading this 25 chapter book. 25 written chapter book. On, like, what books that could be read, next after it. Fair warning. If you do not enjoy commentary in your audiobook selection, this is not the place. The TBR totally book related, live is totally not for you then, if you do not like commentary in your storytelling. If you do, and you find my commentary enjoyable while listening to me read and have an aneurysm, then welcome aboard. So far, I got one person suggesting that after reading this book called Murder Most Awkward, which is in fact an AI written book, I spent my money so you didn't have to. Because I was going to suggest 3 books that we could choose from of which one to read next. And Solar, you know, if I read that one, I'm going to be forced to read the next one, the sequel to that, right? Or the prequel, whatever, which order it is. You do know that, right? So you kind of technically picked 2 books. Which, I mean, they're short books, but still, that's 2 books. I see where, be that mean, I knew what you were getting at. Okay, so I may or may not do a live tomorrow, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what time the live will be. Probably like really early in the morning, probably midday. I have no idea. It just depends on what all is going on. Because surprisingly, I have nothing planned for a Sunday. Usually I have things planned for a Sunday. I don't have any plans for a Sunday this time, which is weird. But, yeah, no, I will maybe not, I don't know, don't hold me to that. I'm a procrastinator. I'm a procrastinator, but not a procrastinator. It depends on my mood. So it all depends. But in the next live, we'll be doing chapters 5 and 6, where we'll find out how much more of my brain cells and how much more of an aneurysm I can take reading this book. Because for the people who are just now joining in this live that is about to end, AI can't write worth nothing. If AI was my paycheck, I would be broke. I wouldn't have a paycheck. Because it would probably mess that up. Next time, text you. I'm sorry, I thought it told you I was going live because it said that was notifying you. I'm sorry, Solar. I will message you next time if I can remember, but we all know how well my memory can be sometimes, depending on how I am. But I will try to message you. I will try. But, yes. So, if you guys... Now, it has to be books that I own. So, if you have suggestions of books, you can comment them down, and I will see if I own them. But if I don't own them, I will not make it my mission to immediately stop everything to go and buy that book. Because I try to limit myself to buying books because I will end up spending almost $200 in books. I've done it before, and I will probably do it again. So, if I own it, I will put it in with the choosings. If I don't, it'll have to wait a bit until I do actually buy the book. But other than that, we got, let's see, I said 25 chapters in this book, right? So we got like about 20 more chapters. 2 chapters per live. Well, one of them is probably going to have either 1 chapter or 3 chapters. Oh god, I can't math. We got a couple of lives, so you guys got a couple of lives to like maybe pick out your options of what books you would like to hear me read, with commentary of course. But with that, I am going to end the live. If you didn't catch the beginning of this or would like to hear me read the first 2 chapters, again, you can always go to my YouTube channel. It is exactly the same name as on my TikTok it is Mythic Chaos, but I think it's Mythic Chaos LLE. Sorry, LL Elizabeth. But it's definitely Mythic Chaos. But I should have the link in my bio. So if you do want to hear the first 2 chapters, please go and watch that video. I do have short films as well. Are they cringy? Absolutely, because it's where I first started. I first started on YouTube. And I did short videos. Short films. Yeah, short films. I've also done some Let's Plays. Mobile Let's Plays, but still Let's Plays. I did try my hand in Twitch, but Twitch didn't like me. Twitch kept screwing up. It hated my Wi-Fi. I have thought about going back to playing Among Us again. That was fun. But people were mean. Or they would troll and not let me speak. But then again, I trolled again, so it's fair. Tick for tag. But yeah. So if you guys have any suggestions of books that we could possibly do a poll on of what to read after we read this horribly written AI book, I will see if I own those. You should. Which one should I go? Like, are we talking about Among Us? Doing Let's Plays again? Because, like, I thought about doing a Let's Play on live here, but I couldn't figure out how to do that. That, and knowing most of you, you would see the lobby code and go on there and troll my butt. Yeah, I do need to go back to doing some more Among Us videos. I had fun in that. Maybe I might invite you to that one. And you could be part of the lobby. And we could troll all the trolls. Just have our hairs, like, sticking up. Like a troll doll. And we just, like, start trolling everyone on there. That would be fun. But, yeah. So, again, if you guys want to hear chapters 1 and 2, they're on my YouTube. I believe it's on my YouTube channel. God, if I had been promoting my YouTube channel for you guys to listen to 1 and 2 and it not be on there, I might cry. But then again, Solar was watching it in person in front of me going, I missed your voice. It's like, honey, you were right there. You heard my voice. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Solar. You know I care about you. But yeah, totally, it will take a while for this live to get onto my YouTube because I have to let it download from TikTok to my phone, then to process it and upload it to YouTube. So it will be a while until this one is on there. But I had fun reading to you guys, even though I've basically lost my mind. I may or may not do another live tomorrow. It all depends. Maybe I might. But do think about, like, what books I could read to you guys, because at this moment right now I'm sitting on a bunch of either horror books, fantasy books, and dark romance. So, oh, and some that are kind of like middle school age group, I guess. Yeah. So you guys be thinking about that, and I'll see you guys in the next live. Hopefully I'll get this down. Yeah. So you guys be thinking about that, and I'll see you guys in the next live. Hopefully I'll get this down great, but bye. Stable connection. Bye.